Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lightbringers Podcast, episode... I can't remember, because Boots spoke, but no one can hear them yet, or anyone else. I'm the only one that can be heard by you, but I can still hear them, so they can put me off the intro, which is what they normally do. It's an episode, the first one, in regards to JANTHIR WILDS being announced and present and in our lives as a thing, as an existing thing, as I continue to say thing many times, and we're excited, and we have amazing guests today. We have apparently, whoops, I am now Peachy. I don't know why that changed so randomly.
Oh,
it just changed.
It's okay, you can want to be mean.
Speaking during your thing, that's who you are.
What happened there?
I must say, I'm spared. I'm the only one.
You're the only one who's currently
I've been
yourself.
spared.
Wait, let me just do this.
Fornax, you're leading the show now?
It was when Fornax came back in. Okay.
Probably.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. Right, we're going.
See, Discord knew not to move me.
That's right,
No.
apparently. Wait, no, your Boots. Quick. Boots is here.
There you go.
Fornax is here. And Fornax, you look okay. Everything seems to be okay with you right now.
Fingers crossed. Oh my god, it's not working properly, people.
It's gonna be
Panic.
Okay, yes. JANTHIR WILDS is here. We got a podcast. It's a Saturday. I know it's a different day, but I wanted to watch Summer Games Fest yesterday, even though I'm not a massive fan of the show, but it's still got news for us, which is about gaming. And there was some good news.
Oh yeah. So what? Tell us what happened.
No, I'm bored.
We're a news
I'm bored of
podcast.
that.
Oh,
I'd rather talk about JANTHIR WILD. Shall I tell you what? I would have thought that if Guild Wars 2 expansion was on there, that would have been cool. But it was not really an announcement, is it? Because it already got announced. But they don't need to be on there. It's fine.
and Black Myth Wukong is launching the same day as JANTHIR WILDS.
I will play that. I like a bit of Wukong in my life. I'm not gonna lie.
So.
That's exciting. I did shorten your name to Peachy, Aurora Peachy, and I forgot to ask you if that was okay before you came on.
That
so that's a
is
little bit
totally
awkward.
fine.
I was like, because Aurora Peachy is like longer than, because I've got 5 people and there's not much space.
It's long.
Yeah, I've been meaning to mention actually, Jebro. You're supposed to write out the full World of Enders boots.
Yes.
Yeah. I that was a long time ago that we didn't do that ever.
And you need to write out Fornax, the Crichton Herald. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely,
Well,
yeah,
Fornax's
yeah.
name is Fornax. The Crown Herald is the title.
That is correct.
The kiss,
But it's like,
my little booty.
she is the Crichton Herald, if you think about it. So
And what are you, Kroof?
Yeah.
I'm just like a little baby.
I knew you were going to say that.
just like a little kid.
I was gonna say
With that
before-
Kroof, just a little
before that, I
baby.
was gonna say,
Yeah,
Kroof is just a little baby. I don't know why.
I like that we're all on the same wavelength today.
Yeah, I think so.
When are we not? I mean, it just begins, and all of a sudden, it's like,
I think when
Oh,
we
God.
talk about whether or not there's going to be Guild Wars 2 in space, that's when we're not on the same page.
Yeah.
I think there's a slight desire for that to be a thing.
Guild Wars
I'm
3 in
wondering.
space.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Ooh.
That's what we're going to say.
Yeah.
wasn't
Mind
it?
blown.
Led by the Tengu, of course. Yes. Tengu in
Yes.
space.
Space birds.
Birds in space? That seems so
Flying
weird.
through space. One wing flap at a time.
That's how they get there, yeah.
That's true. Didn't think about it. I think it works differently, gravity and space, Garoof, just to let you know. But, you know.
Exactly, they don't have to wing flap quite as
Yeah,
much.
but they don't flap at all.
They'll flap.
Flap won't work.
They'll flap.
No flap. No atmosphere, no flap. Yes.
They'll use their wings as
I won't
solar
talk about
sails and flap anyway.
There it is.
Oh, like that? But like solar sails?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
It's an evolutionary trait.
Oh, okay. I guess if they're in space, they had to have evolved to some degree, right?
That's right.
That's right. Okay, good stuff. I'm glad that we had now gone on to that part of the discussion. Unfortunately, fortunately, I have ADHD, so we can carry that as far as you want to go. So, like, we can get going down that rabbit hole, or we can start the podcast. We're on season 3. It's episode, like, almost 30. I think. And we're talking about JANTHIR Wilds. But we have wicked guests this week. We have Fornax, we have Kroof, we have Boots, but we also have joining us again. Peachy is back here and doing
Thank
things.
you for the invite.
Peachy.
Hi.
Excited to have you here. Excited
Happy to be back. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, for
With this
sure.
exciting news.
Oh my god.
It's an exciting week.
Mhm.
I'm almost drained by the amount of news this week. It's so good.
It was a lot of
Like,
news.
It is a lot, and I was like, oh yeah, this is what we need. And then I
Better
was
than
like,
the Soto launch.
better than most
what happened?
launches.
I can't
I'll say it.
remember
Better
what
than
was in the
most.
Soto launch.
You can't really remember it because there was nothing to remember. but-
okay.
No, Soto launch was an avalanche of blog posts and information, at literally the same time, and like I was overwhelmed. This is like they're doing this slow rollout of information.
They're waiting one day between posts of information.
That is
It's
literally better than
Slower
last time. though.
rollout.
Well, the thing is that they did. All right, let's come to that in a second. Let's do our little intros first, because we've got to do a little intro. Fornax, tell us what you do, where you do it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hey, I'm Fornax the Crichton Herald. Hello, welcome to the podcast. Everything's awesome here, really. Please go and check out my channel on YouTube. You can find me on YouTube at The Crichton Herald or Fornax the Herald. I put out a review of Soto, which one of the directors was kind enough to say was a nice review, which made me very happy. And I've also put out a video detailing all the stuff and all the features that we know about JANTHIR Wilds as well. And I'm working on a lore video so we can all be up to scratch and speed with all the goodies that are waiting for us in the JANTHIR Wilds. So yeah,
Very nice.
that's what I'm doing at the moment. Gosh, that was
Awesome.
almost professional. Wow, holy shit!
That was very
balls.
good,
Yes.
and I had
Hooray,
I had just
hooray.
put your video up in the background as well, so you can go and watch that. Check out the channel. Description below has all of our links for all of the things, and even our links for purchasing the expansion as well. So if you want to do that, supports creators massively. Please make sure you go and use one of those links. Share it with your friends as well, your guild mates, all the people.
Fornax?
we'll
Yeah,
all
actually,
have
Jebro,
one
can
in
you
the description.
rewind to the beginning of her video?
No, Boots. You can go watch it yourself.
Oh.
You can go watch it
There's
yourself. Give them a view. I don't need to rewind it.
All right. Yeah, it was the
Rewind
day.
it.
That's what I need the
Sup,
views,
Rob. It was the
please.
sup,
Yeah,
Rob.
it was-
It's a
Sup, Rob?
fantastic video. I just watched it the other day.
What
Man.
is the significance of the support bra at the beginning of the?
Anyway, Boots, as soon as you're talking,
Everybody needs a good support bra. Come on, let's be
Boots,
real.
tell us-
Every expansion
Oh,
That's
God.
so good,
this
Boots.
time,
That's so
the character
good.
gets a special
Oh my
blood. It's got
God.
coconuts on it. We're all happy. Yep.
that was the thing you picked up on.
Yep.
Yep. Sorry.
Surprisingly.
What? Yep. Yep.
Boots, why don't
Yeah.
you tell us about yourself and why you like talking about?
Oh well.
Ross,
Hi, I'm Boots. You can find me on YouTube at World Avengers, and I have nearly finished. I had finished all the adventures in Guild Wars 2, all 99 adventures, and then 2 days after I finished all the videos and they all came out, they released 6 new adventures. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, they also released 6 new adventures the day after my baby was born. So I have not been
Yes.
able to get to them yet.
Congratulations
So-
in the chat, please, and also in the comments below.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
So yeah, I got
Happy
6 more
birthday.
adventures to do in Amnitas and Nios, and then I'm gonna try. Hopefully, I could get through them and do a retrospective of my 80 odd videos of adventures before JANTHIR Wilds comes out, and I assume 10 more adventures get released.
I mean, there should be more. Yes,
I hope.
there should be more.
Yeah.
yeah.
That their latest video is also on the screen. Make sure you go and check out Boots and all their bits and pieces. Not available on.
No, whoa.
What?
They can't check out all my bits and pieces on my channel. It's a family
Well, I just
channel.
said that's why I said the OnlyFans. Like that's not
Yeah.
what that is.
You
That's
need to
why
link that.
I
Yeah.
said that.
Okay.
Oh,
Shake
how
that
I
booty,
love
baby.
Anyway, Kroof, tell us what you do where you do it. We've got Kroof's latest video where they were just picking their nose on screen. No, they weren't. I'm joking. They weren't really
Well,
doing
you know
that.
me. I'm always searching for something. So, hi everyone. I am Kroof. I have been making more videos over on my YouTube now that we are beginning in this Guild Wars 2 JANTHIR Wilds media campaign. So there's so much to talk about, and thankfully it is being drawn out in a much more elegant way than Secrets of the Obscure was. And I've also been streaming here over on Twitch around the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, playing more Guild Wars 2, and of course trying to do as much as I can with like legendary armor, because I'm like, we are moving on to the next expansion. I need to go back and do everything that I have not done. And on Sundays I've been mixing it up a little bit, playing some other games, so you can find me over here on Twitch and YouTube. So thank you guys for coming on out. Appreciate y'all. Yay.
They did the latest videos on Necromancer, Ranger, and Guardian Spear skills as well. So if you want to go check that out, and as well as the other stuff they released this week.
Are we gonna discuss that in the? Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
yeah. Nah.
If you check the document out, you know that that's on there.
Document.
Yeah, Spear Prime.
I did share that, didn't I? I shared
You
that.
did.
Right?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh,
I got
okay.
it.
Boots never looks at that. That's why.
I opened it up this time. I have it in front of me.
You opened it up, but you didn't even look at it?
Well, no, there's a lot of writing, you know.
There's a
And
lot
as
of
Boots said
writing.
previously, Boots has never read an article before,
The
so
idea.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, we talked about that.
We talked about that.
We did.
Once I see like "and" in a sentence, I stop.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Right. Good. And then finally we got Aurora Peachy. Welcome. Hello. Welcome back. Tell us
Hello.
what you do as well. We've got your Twitch channel up in the background as well, so people can see what you do.
Oh, thank you.
All good.
Yeah, I've been I'm that girl that reacts to everything. Been reacting to Guild Wars 2 story since season 1, and been just recently celebrated 10 years on Twitch.
Yeah, blimey,
And
that is.
a ton of that has been Guild Wars 2. So
Nice.
yeah, the game is very special to me, and I play all the story and react to all the story and probably cry in there. And that super hype community thanks video that ArenaNet put out, that you saw some of us in.
Yeah.
My favorite comment in the comments was, "Who are these people?" So I want to shout out to everyone who said, "Who are these people?"
It's,
well, hey,
it's actually,
they met you for the first time, and a great
That's
impression,
right.
honestly.
Hey, there you go.
actually wild that people that they just look at the like top people, and like literally I was commentating esports for Guild Wars 2 on like so many channels at the same time, and then someone's like, "Who's that bald guy?" Like, dude, I'm older
Well,
than
it was
your
like
dog
50 years
probably.
ago.
It was 74 years ago. That's true.
I mean, that might be the
Yeah,
issue.
no,
I
that-
think
we're
some of these people
like-
watching these videos were born after you were.
Maybe. I mean, we're getting close.
We're the OG, Jebro.
We are. I think you were a partner before me. I'm partner number 20.
Oh,
Do you keep track of the number?
Oh, you know your number.
Yeah, you're
It's
not.
your
do?
link. Yeah.
Where-
Because of your link.
Like
You
a
give out.
referral link?
Yeah, that's their
Yeah, you're-
number.
What?
Your number.
What?
They give everyone a number.
What?
But now it's like 450, and people have like, you didn't know that? Yeah,
No.
I
that's
had
our
no
number.
idea. I was
100.
like partner before the partner program was a thing. I'm that old.
Yeah.
So no, I just
Yeah.
because I'm that old. I'm
She's
so
I guess-
curious now.
Kind
I guess I'm 340. Wait.
My
Yeah, you were later,
number?
but it wasn't like, but they gave it to like
Yeah.
press and
I
like
think,
loads of people.
But now, Tio, I think the referral links came after whether or not you're a partner too.
No, because they've
probably
been out
went
for
in order.
ages. They were out for Heart of Thorns.
Yeah.
Been
We're
out for
all
a long
having a
time.
collective like brain shock right now. We're like, what?
Right? Like,
I
everyone's
know,
like, we haven't-
it's the most random information. I don't think it matters anymore. I don't think now, but like, there's an order. So do you remember when I had the links for all the new people that came on, all the new partners?
Mm-hmm.
It was like 365, 366, 367 in a row.
Yeah.
Like that was their numbers.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is a real thing. Trust me.
There's only been
Anyway.
20 more since me. I joined in Heart of Thorns. That was a long time ago.
Well,
So does
we
that mean
know
there are
that there's
19
not been many
people-
people since then.
It's true.
So, Jebro, does that mean that there were 19 people older
Before
than you?
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But not
In the world that
necessarily
are older
like,
than
not necessarily partners.
20,
They could have been press or something. Or
Yeah.
like they could have been, they could have been web.
Well, they're
people.
probably
Anyway,
down
what are we
requirement.
talking about
I
this
was
for?
gonna say, well, anyways.
I'm so curious
I think
now.
crap. We can talk about this later.
I know my number.
Sorry.
Do you
never
tell us your
will.
number? I mean, I can go find out what your number is. I mean,
I know what my number is.
click the description below to check out the number. Actually, Boots' number is not there. We got to add that. Said she didn't want to add it, but we'll add it now. Okay, let's talk. First thing was, oh my god, there's an announcement about a thing called JANTHIR Wilds. And it was on Tuesday. And we knew it was going to happen. It was on Rook's birthday, actually. So happy birthday to them.
Yeah.
Last
happy
week.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
birthday to
Which is
Rook.
cool.
That's a good birthday
Yeah,
present.
That is a good birthday present. And it was announcing JANTHIR Wilds. First of all, I wanted to just play the trailer. And hopefully Boots won't talk over the top of it. Which is
You know
normally
that's
what
not gonna
happens. I mean, potentially. But that's why I normally just mute everyone. Which I'm going to do right now.
It may be dangerous, but this place, it's stunning.
Think there are any white mantle left in the area? I've heard enough rumors.
JANTHIR. A storm looms over that place. That is not a territory I wish to cross.
My bearkin have lived in JANTHIR longer than your cities have stood tall.
Is this?
Surely the strangers do not walk among all lands.
A false god!
Now you can talk, Boots.
Yay! I said so many important things.
We really
did.
did. I think we kind of covered the trailer. I think we've said all of our pieces, Jebro. We can move on to the next topic.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it now. Done the trailer. I love and I realise I'm talking over what they're talking about with the
what's going on here,
homesteads at the
Jebro?
end. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Which is actually like probably one of the most, for me, is legitimately one of the most important things about the entire trailer. But we'll talk about it as we go through. First of all, when you saw the trailer, what do we think? Who wants to go first? Boots.
Oh, good.
I'm going to call people again.
I think that I'm looking forward to it. I mean, honestly, on paper, what do we get from the trailer? We get that we're getting spears. Number one. Number two,
Yes.
amazing landscapes. I really like the look of this. It kind of harkens back to what's that place called in the Iceboot Saga?
Drizzlewood?
Drizzlewood Coast. A little bit of Drizzlewood Coast in there. It's very pretty, and we got Grizzly Bear Kodan, which is amazing.
Yeah. That's true.
And then finally the little teaser at the end of housing of some kind.
Oh,
so-
yes.
Yeah.
And create like characters returning as well.
Yeah, well,
Isn't
Anise
it?
returning. I've constantly wanted Anise and Jenna storyline to come back at some point, and it looks like we may. Well, I mean, I don't know if Anise is just going to be a companion going out into the JANTHIR wilds, or if they are actually bringing back that storyline in some way. I mean, it sounds like they're touching upon the White Mantle again in some way. And I guess, I mean, they yell out false god, so probably the Titans as well. So it is a little bit more human centered. Well, not really, because that's Char. Yeah, well, with the White Mantle, a little more human centric, so it's possible we're going to be getting back to Jenna and Anise storyline. So that's exciting. And yeah,
Nice.
so I think on paper, everything looks like it's going to be good for an exciting and good featureful expansion.
Aurora Peachy, what do you think? What do you think when you see it? Did you cry? Did you stream it?
Of course.
Did you shout? Did you?
You can find it on my YouTube channel, the highlights. But no, I'm very excited. I'm I'm excited most about the weird things. Like I'm so happy how this marketing cycle is going. I'm glad that we got this and the announcement that this was going to be announced a week in advance. The week leading up to this, plus with the announcement of like swimwear is finally coming. They've been rolling out these really exciting updates, and then the looking forward to this trailer coming out and the announcement of the expansion. Like I have been more hyped up on Guild Wars 2 in the past 2 weeks than I have been in a long time.
I do find it amazing that they released the swimwear announcement right after teasing at the bottom of the previous announcement saying that people are going to be really excited about something that they've been waiting for 5 years not be coming with this expansion. And then the next thing they release is swimwear.
Swimsuits.
Oh my god, finally!
That makes sense, though. You know, I mean, it does make sense. Yeah, so many people have been waiting for a bikini-clad Char.
That's right when they saw Farron. You know, when they saw Farron for the first time in his trousers.
That's been a lot longer than 5 years, though.
Yeah,
that's true.
That was part of Horns.
10 years ago, almost.
So.
Oh yeah, it was half once. Oh my god.
Yeah.
We're parched. We need some swimwear.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed that Char don't get like 6 tops for their.
Do we know that for sure? Have we seen a female Char in the swimwear yet?
Live in hope, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't think I have.
Anyway.
Wait, live in hope. Okay.
Yes.
Fordex.
Nipples deserve love. That's what I'm
Rachel,
saying.
did you finish what you were saying? Because I feel like you got
take...
to the kind of bathing suit part.
Yeah, and I love the new logo. It's beautiful and just so like appropriate, and I can't wait to buy it on a vinyl. Please release a vinyl for JANTHIR Wilds. And housing.
Yeah.
It's about time.
I am so glad about that. Okay, before I talk about it, let's go to Kroof. Kroof, what do you think?
Oh, I really loved this trailer. I thought it was a really strong trailer, and I found more connection to this one as opposed to the Secrets of the Obscure one, which I think was just like an initial teaser trailer with the actual tower like vanishing, and then we saw a little bit of the broken parts of Skywatch Archipelago that we later found out. And we didn't have like a lead up teaser. It was just boom, the announcement.
I think it was the rift as well, wasn't it? Was there a rift, or was it one of the early things as a rift?
No, that was later, right before the expansion launch, was like showcasing the rift hunting system.
No, but I thought there was like just one picture of like a rift.
Oh, at the very end there was like the eye or something.
Yeah.
From the rift. But this one I really appreciated because there wasn't any like lead up. It wasn't like, oh, what's happening? There was like, hey, in a week we're announcing a trailer, and that trailer that we got was full of a lot of impactful, important imagery, talking about the landscape, showcasing some of the characters, a major feature such as spears, and I thought it was really good. My only like critique would be the way in which they launch these trailers and advertisements. It wasn't like it was shown off in a main focal point around Guild Wars 2's branding. It was just released on YouTube, and everyone kind of was splintered off in their own YouTube groups,
like it wasn't
Twitch
at
groups.
the end of Secret of the Obscure storyline. You didn't get like a trailer in game at the end of Secret.
Yeah, and even in Path of Fire, they didn't have a traditional live stream event where it was genuinely live. They showed off pre-recorded videos going through the expansion announcement and then some interviews with the developers. I kind of would have liked that for this one as well, just so that we can all congregate to like the Guild Wars 2 main official channels, like the Twitch channel, the YouTube channel, for them to have this big community, like everyone's in one place, in one space, and then they reveal it after like a 5-minute countdown. So that was the only different thing with this, that I was like, I kind of wish there was more centralized to the Guild Wars 2 media channels. But the actual trailer that we saw, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, End of Dragons was really like they had the big interview of all the devs, right? And they did
That's
that
what I
whole
thought
thing.
it was End of Dragons. They dropped it at the end. They did and one more thing that I think you'll like, and then they dropped the trailer with the logo at the end of it, and everybody was there at the live stream. We got to talk about it live, and cool. That was exciting.
Yeah.
Okay.
One more thing about the trailer. So we're going to JANTHIR Wilds.
Before, are you talking about stuff we're talking about in a bit? Because like Fornax hasn't had their turn yet.
Maybe. Okay, we can go back to
I know you're excited, Boots. Clearly.
It is about the trailer, though. It is specifically about the trailer.
Let Fornax have a go. You had your go.
Right.
And then we'll come back and we'll have a general conversation. Fornax, what did you think?
Yeah. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I liked the fact that it contextualized a lot of the things that were happening at the end of Soto, at the end of the Neos storyline, which kind of nicely set up for those who kind of took the time to go through, do all the conversations at the final instance when the credits were rolling, find Livia, have a conversation with her. And with this reveal, I think they've revealed, at least for those of us who are like nerdy lore geeks, they've revealed so much that could implicate all sorts of new characters and old characters coming into the story. So I'm really excited. I'm happy that we're going somewhere brand new, but I'm happy that they've got a bit of that anchoring in the older lore to kind of hype up for the member berries that we all like to have when we play our video games. And there's kind of a hope for a fleshing out of stuff that was actually started in Soto. So Mobam and his character kind of put a very different spin on the Masat, and it would be and as you go through the lore and you realize that the Masat were actually originally from Neos, then it kind of opens up a whole new spectrum of why and what happened and how is it linking in, and the eye in the Midnight King's chamber, and was the eye controlling him, because we know that the eyes of Janthir can control and manipulate and understand people's powers and reveal powers. And of course it brings so many questions and so many links, and that link to the Bastion of the Penitent that we had right at the start. And I'm thinking that the kind of this may be the story we should have got if they'd have been able to have that bombast and that scale and that scope that they wanted to. It almost seems to me like the Masat, if there are any Masat, that I'm kind of like, this is some headcanon going on here, but that the Masat were controlling the Midnight King. They were controlling Epoch, so that he would do all these terrible things, consume all these things, which seemed to be against his nature. He seemed quite a polite demon despot, rather strangely, and perhaps they were getting him to clear out the rest of the Cryptus so that they could reclaim their realm. And that was kind of where my head went when I saw all this. And I think that I'm looking forward to like Livia coming back to the story. She was the owner of the Scepter of Ore. The Scepter of Ore can control the Titans. And there's like all the lore with the Gate of Kamali and Abaddon, and the Foundry. Yeah, and the Foundry of Failed Creations, which is what the Titans were made. Yeah, it was a raid. Yeah. These are all old raids. There's so much lore. I mean, I imagine Wooden Potatoes is off somewhere just like on cloud 9 meditating on all of this, but yeah,
so glad you said that.
There's amazing deep. I made it much cleaner, to be honest.
You did. You really did. I'm proud of you.
I really did.
I'm proud of you, friend.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you.
I'm growing as a person.
You are growing. It's so good.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, also, if people are watching this, my character isn't working properly, so I'm sorry if she's blinking and being weird. Forgive me. But yeah, I'm super hyped. I'm really happy. I'm happy that we're going to a brand new place. People have wanted to go to Janthir for ages, and we get to see the origins of the Eye and the people there, and yeah, and the hench Coden. Very nice. Maybe Waking Sorrow was actually from Janthir. That's kind of the implication that I'm getting, and she was one of those hench girly Codens. Lots of step on me, mummy, please, sort of vibes going on. You know,
you grew and then you went back. So.
I did. I request. But yeah, I'm happy.
Do you have any idea what that castle-y thing that's chained to the ground?
Oh yeah, that's mine. That's mine. That one. That one's mine. I claimed it. A cool shotgun already. So
it's
mine.
The new guild hall. No, it's not.
I mean, wait, hold on. That ain't a bad idea. I mean, that could be my home.
An idea.
I mean, what if it was?
I do.
It's not. But
true.
It would be cool. Okay,
so,
I'm gone. Who was going to say something?
One more lore nugget. So before the Wizard's Court was moved to where it is now, it was over the Isles of Janthir. So I think that they've just moved the court back. I think that's a branch of the court, the Wizard's Court, and the
maybe. I don't know.
There's-
Janthir always. Oh yeah, you go ahead.
Good. I forget if it was in a note or something at the end of Soto that they said that they were some of the Wizards Court had been in Janthir, either protecting what was there, keeping it there from getting to Tyria, keeping people from going there. Something they were watching. They've always watched over Janthir. So I think that that's kind of the home of the Wizards Court that's stationed there to watch over the area, and probably the Titans and all the other things all the other baddies we're gonna find there.
It's got to be a floating.
Wizard's Tower do have
fortress.
a habit of floating.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's right. Like
They don't like to be in the ground.
They've got to be floating. I'm gonna
I was
give
thinking
you.
though, it kind of looked a little bit like Ginny though, like the architecture of it. So I was wondering, because also Janthir, I know there's no lore behind it, but Janthir sounds like a Jinn name almost, like.
Could be
but,
Ginny.
no.
Could be Ginny.
Ginny.
Maybe. You never know. I mean, it is very resident of.
But then again, it does look a little bit more.
It does look very wizardy.
than
Yeah,
it does,
well,
yeah.
it's got the glyphs as well over the doorway with the little galaxy thing there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's-
it
that's
is.
It's the Wizards Court.
That's
It's
Wizard.
100%.
And I like how the
that.
the chains are a callback to Guild Wars 1. The Wizard's Tower was held to
Yeah,
Tyria with chains.
Ah,
They're just gold now.
That's true.
Oh yeah, and the Wizard Folly, right? Also had chains. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been replaying Secrets of the Obscura on my stream, and they just were commenting about how the Wizard's Tower is like a sentient being. So I'm wondering
Yeah.
if this one also has like a form of
Interesting.
sentience, and like they follow magic or certain powerful individuals, especially with like the ideas of the Mersat and the Eye of Janthir, the idea of like searching out and seeking magic. This could be like a kind of a plot line or like a theme that is explored of, and like the Scepter of Ore. So I'm excited to see where Janthir goes.
That's interesting. Okay, I'm going to give you some thoughts because I've realized that sometimes I don't give my thoughts personally about this.
True.
I think just the landscape is wicked. I think it looks beautiful. It's very open. It doesn't have things where you have to fly constantly throughout all of the different places. Obviously, we'll talk about the Warclaw later because it's a very grounded expansion. Love that. Which I love. I love that there's not all the open space to fly around in all the time, but there's still the option. You've still got that idea of like the Wizard's Tower and there's the space, and it still looks like there's a lot of space for you to fly around and do the things, which I love. Also, the different biomes that there are. Like there's this very kind of spring type, kind of autumn-esque place, and then there's this like toxic kind of gaseous, almost volcano-y kind of area. Which is like, you know, like
sulfur
pools.
springs or something.
Yeah, like sulfur springs. Exactly. Yeah, exactly right. And then like all the waterfalls and the bridges and the coda.
It's so pretty.
It is very vibrant and very not Nios, which makes me eternally happy because it's
very different.
There's color here, and that's really nice. And it just goes well with even just like the armor and the enemies. Like there's this whole theme, the very earthy kind of like the Titans, and just the color scheme, everything around about it is just really, really nice to see. And then you've got the spear skills, which is one of the big things I'm hype about as well. And they just look wicked, and we'll get to those in a bit as well. We've got a lot to cover today, and we do not have enough time.
I do have an important question.
Sure.
In Fornax's background, we have concept art.
Yes.
And we have, people wearing it with the spears in the nice little landscape. But then you got a Titan, assumingly it's a Titan, back there that is quite large.
He big.
Is that
the one in
just
the trailer?
concept art?
Oh.
And when they were told to draw a Titan, they just drew it big? Or do you think there is a world boss?
There's definitely a world boss.
If they don't,
I mean, at the end of the trailer, they're looking up at something giant that's growling down at them.
Yeah,
true.
So there's going to be some giant something.
That's
I don't know if
definitely
it's
gotta
that
be
guy specifically in the concept art. It could be different, but
maybe
there's
this is
definitely big bets.
the mummy stepping on someone person that Fornax mentioned earlier. I mean, I don't know. Fornax? Thoughts?
That was more to do with Waking Sorrow.
Oh, sorry.
rather than
Okay,
Night
right.
Monsters.
Sorry,
But
not
look,
Titans.
Hey, look,
Okay.
I'm not here to yuck your yum. If you're into monsters, baby, that's fine.
Yeah.
We're all into
This
monsters.
expansion's for
phonics.
the furries.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. That's true.
True.
Oh, and then the mega hype thing. Mega hype thing, which basically I predicted a ton of stuff last week, and at nearly every single thing, I was like, it's going to be raids, it's going to be land spears only, and it's going to be flipping housing. And I was like,
You thought it was going to be raids?
yes, I did.
We've had you hated
I
the idea
know.
of raids
No.
returning.
But like, just because I
You
don't
pushed back
think
so heavy on that.
I know, but just because I don't think raids, I don't personally think they're good for the game. Doesn't mean I don't think they should come back. Because I appreciate.
But they're doing it differently this time.
Yeah.
There's going to be an
Very much
open
so.
world version of it to get the story.
We've got that. We've
Brilliant.
got that on the docket as well, and I'm wondering about that. That is what I'm interested about. You can go check it out, Cruf. It was last week. It was a God honest thing. I put it on Twitter. It was. I was like, I want to make sure this is here. So I'm proved right. And
I did not make a bingo card, unfortunately.
I did. I had to.
I'll say this.
I had to. And I
On
did say a
paper-
Drizzlewood Coast-like map as well. Because I think we were
On
talking about that. I
paper,
was like, on that.
The amount of features and stuff that this expansion, just from the releases that we've seen so far, has to offer, is it's a much more exciting expansion than what was on paper for Soto when it first
Yes.
got talked about. I mean, what Soto had going for it was it's the Wizard's Tower.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that was
basically.
good enough
I mean,
for
that
me
was-
at
that was
first.
good
Doja.
Yeah. Just the fact that it was a story about the Wizard's Tower, I was like, okay, I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
But this, I don't know much about JANTHIR WILDS. So, and just even from the trailers and stuff, I still don't, because I haven't been able to play the last release of Soto. So I haven't been able to look at all the things that they were hinting at, like you were talking about Fornax. So I don't know
Good Lord, go play it.
why we're going to JANTHIR, what the storyline's going to be. I don't know anything about that. I do know that the features that they listed seem very good, and I'm
You've
looking
not
forward
played
to
the story instance of the latest update.
No, I've been doing adventures.
No, but I'm
And
saying it
taking
because
care of
I'm
a
wondering
baby.
if I
Having a
say the
baby.
thing I was going to say it earlier because it's a spoiler and it links to why we think we were
I don't
going
care
to
about spoilers.
JANTHIR.
It's fine.
The Eye of JANTHIR was literally in the last scene of the last.
Oh, no, I
last
saw that. I saw
Instance. Okay, yeah,
Okay,
it was
great,
standing.
great.
It was
We're on the
sitting up
same
next
page.
to us. Yeah. That's why we
saw the-
thought
It was like,
we
I
were
don't care
going
about
there.
spoilers because I've already spoiled it for myself.
Yeah. So okay, good. Because I was like, there's like, yeah, that's the reason. Very, very cool. Okay, let's get to it then. I'm not necessarily going to say that we need to read through this because I don't know if we really do need to, unless people really want to. But maybe maybe we do. Maybe it would help in terms of order. What do we reckon?
Where are you looking? Are you
Just
looking
on the main blog
sale
post.
page?
Yeah. On the main blog post, the first
Wait,
one.
the blog
For the
post?
spear?
For JANTHIR Wilds, for where the trailer is. There's the trailer, and then there's like beginning August 20th, blah blah blah. Also, first of all, because the trailer also gives us more information, which I didn't even talk about, and that was the pre-purchase, which is actually one of the best ones we've had. Because you want to know why?
Why?
You want to know why? It's because of nearly every single thing that's in the thing. Everything is good.
All the things
There's
in the
not some
thing.
really basic like stuff which just looks really awful. Like the pauldrons are so good. They have been. I'm sorry. The pauldrons is like each site you
Those
can
are
die.
awesome.
You can die each dragon. Like you
The
can die each one.
The pauldrons look like you've got the angel dragon and the devil
Yeah,
dragon telling
absolutely.
you what to do.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what they're supposed to be. Like in a way,
I saw the
think.
meme. I saw the meme of like the two dragon heads that are really serious and like the one in the middle that's kind of like all goofy. That one.
Oh yeah,
I
you
saw
could
a
wear
meme of that.
you could wear the
dragon
head mask.
Yes.
You can be a dragon. You can be a dragon hydra.
And it's interesting that it's all still themed this way, though, right? Like, it's still themed in this way with the weapon set and everything for this expansion. So I'm like,
That was my question, was why is it like these dragon serpents? Is this End of Dragons? This doesn't scream JANTHIR Wilds to me.
Doesn't.
Like we
The End of Dragons was much hype thing that didn't really happen yet, I guess.
right. I'm not sure why. Like,
It's more water, like someone said that.
going to be in the expansion, I assume, because otherwise, where are these coming from?
Oh yeah, why are there sea serpents?
That's literally what we're talking about.
Is surrounded by water.
I love you.
Although the actually, I think it's more of like eldritch monsters because the weapons, half of them are the octopus. Are really like
the gathering tools. The
so I
gathering
think it's maybe going off of that.
And I got these mining tools.
Those.
Oh, and yes, and the mining tools are like the tentacle. Yeah, it's more of going off the eldritch theme. It's just it should have been octopus shoulders.
Yes.
Maybe. We've already got octopus shoulders technically
Oh.
because we've got the inappropriate, not safe for work shoulders, which is what I call them when they do the thing. Do you know what I'm talking about? Not safe for work shoulders? Okay, fine. I'm not going to say anything else.
If you want to show off the extraordinarily phallic new harvesting weapons, that's on my video as well.
Yeah, I did a video as well, but I'm going to go and get yours. Let me get yours.
The scariest
they're so good.
harvesting weapons in the universe.
But we've never got harvesting weapons with with pre-purchase, right? Not good ones, at least, as far as I remember.
No,
I don't think so.
So
that's actually really good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The value of those, like if you have to buy them on the store, like you get them with the deluxe. I think it's the deluxe one, right?
Maybe the ultimate.
Yeah.
No. Ultimate is just gems.
Yes.
Gems is just the ultimate one. Let me think.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ultimate's usually just the deluxe plus discounted gems, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Which Epic Game Store?
Harvest weapons, ribbed for her pleasure. Yeah, they are strange looking.
You're back.
So strange.
You're back at last.
And their actions, the animations, the slapping. It's the slapping one that they knew what they were doing. Okay, I'm just
very
saying,
violent.
They knew what they were doing. Yes,
They're visceral and violent. They're like, there's a lot of weight behind it, which I like. And they have like new flutes and like the dark.
Yeah, your character like plays a flute and it like summons them. That part's really cool.
The music, the little bit of music as well is very cool. Like I really
now, my
like
question is, are they as fast as some of the other ones? To mine.
No, they don't have, and they don't come with any glyphs to speed up the gather as well. So you
can
just
put
get
them
the
on
skins, and the fact that they're infinite is very.
You can put
convenient.
the sigil things on them, though, can't you?
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah. Okay, good. There's the weapons. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's really nice. That's a really well edited. I love that. Good job on that, by the way. Really well shown off.
Yeah.
Perfect framing.
Thank you.
Good. Yes. Oh, love it. Yeah, the little playing with the flute. It's so cool. It's such a nice little touch.
I mean, yeah.
Smack.
It's really cool.
They're very smacky. Yeah.
They're very smacky.
It's a thing that's happening with the things, and everyone was laughing at guild missions when I got out all my hentai toys. It was amazing.
Of course you were. I mean, come on.
But I can't say what I was calling them on this stream, or I get banned for life. But
we just get demonetized to hell. That's all.
In that video, you
Not
have
that
like a
I
web
understand.
page that was like a movement one, like the other ones. Where did you get that? What web page were you on?
I think that was just the sales page. I just streamed in and clicked around, and there was one with its like movement.
Oh, I see. Okay, I didn't scroll down. I was like, because it doesn't. Another thing about this expansion is that they don't have a dedicated web page for it. This is the first one.
Yeah, this is the one I'm assuming you went onto, where you just move the image around a bit. You just kind of go around, and it's like. It just shows the latest new expansion, so it's always the same website, and it does that with all of them. Like, look at Rillock.
No, but like each other expansion has had their own specific tailor-made website for it, and this one doesn't. Yeah.
Oh, this has got.
They want to keep you on the buy page.
Yeah, which is I think smarter.
Yeah, true. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Oh my god, we're almost an hour in and we've already gone into anything.
We've covered a lot. We've covered the trailer.
We were talking about tentacles, okay?
We also took
tentacles
like
are
45
important.
minutes doing intros, so.
True.
I mean, I should probably stop doing that. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to read the first bit because I feel like it is actually relevant, and I actually think it's going to be kind of important. And I can just bash through this really quick. And then if someone wants to read about Homesteads, who's excited about that, then let us know. Although, I guess we should probably start at the beginning because that would make sense. Let's do that. Fresh adventure is on the horizon. Guild Wars 2 JANTHIR Isles arrives on August 20th. Bang, as well. That's really, really bloody soon. That is 2.5 months away. No, it's not even 2.5 months away. It's 2 months and like 12 days. What the hell? Oh my God. Bringing with it another year of story chapters and content updates, bristling with Masat ruins and harrowing to navigate. The fabled isles of JANTHIR have been carefully guarded by the wizards of the Astral Ward, and to most of Tyria's denizens, they are a distant legend. But recent events have inspired the world's leaders to create a Tyrian alliance and dispatch the Wayfinder to befriend new allies. Ooh, they call him the Wayfinder as well still, which I find interesting, because that was only like a thing which we did in the expansion.
They make a good point though. The commander / Wayfinder is very good at going and making new friends.
Yeah, and
he has
enemies.
way too many friends. Like Christmas card list wise, he
They
is
already
screwed.
have friends.
Yeah. Leave me alone with your
Do
friends.
Really, I don't know. We kind of got dropped quite heavily. Like, we're work friends. I feel like we've been demoted.
Oh wow. What do you even
Yeah.
call that? That's not friend zoned. That's like
Acquaintance zoned.
acquaintance zoned. Oh no, that's worse.
And
that's
frankly,
the worst.
we do have those grizzly bear coda, and it'll be very hard not to try to befriend them.
If we can't
so-
be friends with them, I'm gonna be very sad. So, okay.
For snuggles.
Yeah. As you seek out the lowland Codan colony in JANTHIR, you will explore, fight, and learn about the mysteries of Tyria's past. We've got a little bit of information to provide about some key features of this, a little bit. Between now and launch, you can stay tuned for more details. So we've kind of already talked about a lot of this anyway, other than August 20th is soon, but we knew it was going to be about August. Very close to another anniversary as well. Isn't that the end of 20th? Isn't the anniversary? Is it?
Well,
The
let's look it up.
28th, I believe.
Maybe,
Yeah.
I have it
Something like
written on my calendar. August 28th is Guild Wars 2's 12th anniversary.
Jesus.
12
12.
years old.
We're already 2 years past the 10-year. What? I
Yeah,
remember
really.
that so well. Oh my God. Oh Jesus Christ.
Oh, we're
what's
gonna
happening?
start. We're gonna have to start repeating the Lunar New Year animals.
Oh my God.
goodness.
Holy moly, that's true.
Wow.
Does anyone want to take up the actually, we don't need to do the beginning
new
one. We can
adventure
do
beckons?
yes. Kroof. Sounds like you're on it.
A new adventure beckons. At the launch of Guild Wars 2 JANTHIR Wilds, you'll explore 2 new maps as you seek an alliance with the lowland Codan who call the Isles of JANTHIR home. Master new ways to fight and explore, and unlock a homestead, an account-wide personal housing instance of your own. Over the course of 3 quarterly releases that follow the initial launch, you'll have the opportunity to challenge new content, explore additional story in a 3rd new map, craft a legendary spear and backpack, and obtain new Wizard's Vault rewards, cosmetic items, relic effects, and more.
New legendary spear. But why would you want a new legendary spear when you have the ability to craft Kakoali Kotaki?
Wow.
Komali Kotaki.
Well, you sounded right. Like it sounded way better than I could say it.
I'm gonna read it.
Well,
Hold
this
on.
one might be like it might look different. It might have a different journey that you go
Well,
on
don't forget,
to
there's
collect
more.
it.
Yeah, there's more legend. Isn't there only one legendary spear though, as well?
Yeah.
So now
At the
like
moment.
well they've got to catch up, right? I mean, it makes sense. I think it's really cool. Like, go and look all of. You don't actually get underwater weapon skin versions much at all. I don't even think you get them in the Black Lion skins, do you?
No, not anymore.
do
They haven't touched
now.
them in a long time.
So now they're going to reintroduce those. They actually mentioned that they were
Yes.
going to do that.
That's
They've
cool.
already introduced 3 new spear skins that you can collect in game.
So good.
Nice.
Nice.
So
Do you
good.
think that they will do a new legendary with this, just for the spear? Do you think that they'll introduce a new legendary?
No, that's what they're doing.
So that people-
Yeah,
what they're
they've
doing, yeah.
confirmed that.
They've literally just said that.
It says
Yeah,
it in
yeah,
that phrase right there.
That's what we were just talking about.
Oh, Ouch out for a second there, sorry.
Craft a legendary spear and backpack. Well, there's a new backpack as well.
New backpack, yeah.
But how are they
Yeah.
gonna top? How are they gonna top sharks attacking?
God damn.
Like it's gonna be
Well, I
land
mean, it can
sharks
just be
now.
any other animal that's not sea, I guess. It could be anything else.
Just a giant lowland coda on your back.
Oh my
Okay,
god!
all
If
right.
you
Oh my
a
gosh.
stick up
Will
a
you
coda,
skin them? That'd be so bad.
No, not the
You have a coda.
Or
a
a
baby,
baby.
but a baby bear.
you want
He
to have
looks
a,
around.
you want to do it to a baby bear?
Every
That's
time-
even
No,
worse.
baby, no, I have a living baby lowland coated on your back.
Yeah, or every
Oh,
time
the
you
backpack.
crit
I
with
thought you were
a
talking about the spear, sorry.
A baby
Oh my God.
Odin cub falls from the sky and hits your target.
That'd be kind of cute.
I mean, actually, that doesn't sound too awful.
How would they translate that to a glider?
Mm.
Inflate.
Yeah, I'm having
imagining
too
it
many
would
thoughts.
also have
Bear
to
with
be
a
a glider.
small umbrella. Yeah, small umbrella.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
actually, yeah.
Mm.
That sounds even more random. Okay, so let's go to the next bit. Oh, wait.
Sorry.
They talked about the maps. 2 new maps with the expansion. That is...
Yes.
No, is it going to be one more map for the other content after that? They don't...
Yeah.
Oh, it
On the
does say
second
this-
release.
Yeah.
Patch
On the-
5.2 will release the next map.
Yes. Okay.
Half of it, and then 5.3 will have the second half.
So
Okay.
wait. So wait.
Waiting.
Waiting.
How long do you
Hold
want us to
on.
wait? We're doing
So
a
are they saying
podcast
that
live here.
they're saying in the second release the first map comes out?
Yeah.
No.
No. The expansion is
The-
the first loop, which
Yeah.
has the map.
This second, so this expansion will launch
This is
with 2
just
maps.
expansion
Two maps.
information.
The first
Yeah.
update after the
And
expansion
then the
will be the
third map
raid.
comes out in the second other release.
The second release after the expansion initially
So like
launches.
the third release has the,
The
third.
fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
The
You're
third
right.
That's the last one, Criff. I'm not waiting that long for new maps.
No, numbers. I'm going to school for math. It's
Jesus.
okay.
Let's not do that.
I'm so confused right now. It's too fast.
Remember, the first release
Well,
after the
14.
expansion is technically the second
Now-
release of the expansion, right? Well,
Now
not,
this is like a direct. This is the direct evidence of lessons learned, I guess, from the previous expansion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which was people didn't like the map Nios being divided into 3 parts and then released slowly each.
I mean, technically, we're getting less maps, but we're not necessarily getting less
No, we're not.
areas.
We're getting
No, we're
the
not.
fullest,
It's still going to be 3 maps total.
you know?
But Amnitas,
We got 4
I mean,
maps with Secrets
there's
of
also
the
the
Obscure.
Wizard's
Well, if you
Tower.
count the
Wizard's
whole,
Tower, yeah. Wizard's Tower's
Yeah.
counted
But we're
as
getting
an
if you
official
count
map.
Wizard's Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but
true,
now
we're
we're
getting a house.
getting houses,
That's true.
which is technically a fourth
That's
map.
true. That's true. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but just by
Actually,
the way, I actually think it's a
3
very good
open
thing.
world maps.
Yeah,
Hey,
We're still
right.
getting 3 open world maps.
Yeah.
We might
technically.
actually be getting, if you consider the raid maps, depending on how expansive they are, we might be getting.
Oh,
an
yeah, it
additional
depends
map.
on if the raid is a separate map.
Remember, like, the
Right.
raid. We'll get to that because I actually think this is going to be part of the open world stuff, and we're just going to be instance. So we can chat about that. We can talk about that. We don't know, right?
Yeah.
Let's get there. Let's get there because I actually genuinely really want to dedicate a whole lot of time to Homesteads. I guess I'm so fucking. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to swear, Jebro. You were the
What are
first
you doing,
one.
Jebro?
Wow.
How dare you?
Wow, my
Does
virgin ears.
anyone want to your virgin ears?
Mine's extra
That is pretty
virgin.
funny.
Just like
Extra
olive oil.
virgin? Yeah. How many
delicious.
calories? Sorry.
3.
3 calories for extra virgin?
Yeah.
Per year.
Wow, Jesus, that's nothing. Who wants to read the Homestead bit?
I'll do it. Where are we?
Homestead.
How do I read?
Homesteads first.
Wait, I gotta open up the.
Oh my god.
He doesn't even have it ready.
He's back. He's fully back, everyone.
Okay, I got it. Hold on. Okay, scrolling down. Homesteads.
Yeah.
We're excited to add our take on our take on account-wide housing with Guild Wars 2 JANTHIR Wilds. Your journeys will lead you to your own homestead, an account-wide personal instance with a structure and land for you to decorate and cultivate. The Homesteads feature is unlocked and developed through an associated mastery line as a place to express yourself, share space with your friends, and access nodes and unlockable resources for your personal home instance. Before we launch on August 20th, we'll be back to share loads more information and a look at homestead decorating. So, you could kind of take a lot from this already. Number one, you can invite your friends to the place. That's good.
Yep.
Yeah, that's important about a homestead, so you could actually get people to see what you've been doing.
Absolutely.
Number two, it kind of seems the way they're saying it, at least what this phrase is saying, it's a campfire personal instance with a structure and land for you to decorate and cultivate. So it sounds like you can't make your own house structure. There's a pre-built structure, but you could decorate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And depending on the decorations that we have, I guess you could create your own little house, alongside it if you have enough room.
So. Or just like a giant beetle racetrack around it.
Yeah.
You can do what you want, right? Like, so, well, that's the one thing that I think might be restricting about this is that so in other MMORPGs, and like someone can tell me about Final Fantasy XIV because I'm not 100% sure, I'm pretty sure you do normally get like a base house, right, in there. The rest of it is space. Now, it really depends. Can you see in this picture that I've put up, you can see in the background, so you can get an idea of the area of the map. You can see the portal, yeah. So it looks like this is going to be something you access in the map itself. There is a fishing node.
This is a separate instance. It's like a guild hall. You can see a portal in the back. So you're going to go... It might connect to JANTHIR.
Yes.
And so you can like physically walk through a portal just like you can with the guild halls. But I think this is going to be it has to be a separate instance. I wonder if you can place decorations outside.
I imagine you could.
Oh, absolutely.
I imagine so too.
I feel like if they
just haven't shown that.
Yeah, if they go to the extent of having it be like a very sprawling instance environment with a good amount of open space, I would hope that we can place other decorations like near the river or the pond, whatever water feature that is.
Absolutely.
And outside in the garden area.
That's how you could at guild hall. It's using the guild hall technology, right? And you can do whatever you want anywhere you want, pretty much in the guild halls.
Yeah.
So for it to be more restrictive than that wouldn't make sense.
No. It's very it's going to be way more in depth. Like they've kind of hinted at that. I think this is not going to be. It's going to be. They would have started with the guild hall technology, right? But then they're going to have to advance it because other housing systems are very good. Like Elder Scrolls Online. If you go and look at what people can create, even Rift back in the day. It was literally building your own structures, houses, like building statues. I'm talking, this is one of the main things that has carried these games. So it's ridiculous. And they're going to focus hard on this. If they don't and they miss the mark on this, it's going to be really, really unfortunate.
That's it. I have an inkling that it'll probably be not that developed at the start, but as long as they're able to continue developing it in the future, it'll be good and not just leave it like guild halls or whatever.
Boots, that's such an important point.
But so my understanding is just from what I see, from what was obviously we're going to get more release later and we'll learn more, and probably everything I'm saying is going to be wrong. But what I can see right now is probably it's going to be largely taking stuff from Home and Instance, and so a mix of Home Instance and guild halls. In that you'll get probably all your guild hall decorations, probably some additional ones, and what I'm guessing is like nodes and stuff that are in your personal instance. It won't be like the personal instance where they are in a specific spot. You'll be able to place them wherever you want to place them.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be very cool.
I would imagine so.
Isn't that cool though, that now it gives you a reason to want to go and get all of these things because you're kitting out your own home?
Yeah.
Like I don't have these things. I mean, they should have been things I went for before, but I didn't because I was just like, it's just one mine. I'll just go and do an extra one somewhere else. But now it's like, well, you can have a little mining area. You can fence it off. You can also have areas where, you know, I mean, other games like Elder Scrolls Online, you can purchase NPCs. You can also you can also see your mounts in there, and they've got little stables you can put up, and you can put mounts in there. You can see like armor. You can put armor onto dummies and stuff. Like, you can do so much, and it's just like, how long have they been working on this system? Because this must have been one of the first things they were working on. Because this ain't just this is
maybe
a lot.
So I saw a tweet.
Work.
Did you guys see the tweet from
the Sims guy?
The Sims guy? Yeah. So I mean, that gives me a little bit of hope about this, that it is a little more intricate than what I'm describing right now. And
I think what you're talking about is pretty intricate anyway.
What they're talking about. I'm interested about what they're talking about with the cultivating the land. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be, because I know they introduced a kind of a farming system in the home instance a while back, and also like in certain areas of, you could plant stuff, and then do you think it's going to be the same thing or something new?
Well, all the systems in the home instance are going to transfer over to the homestead.
Okay, so you think it's going to
now whether they'll be expanded upon, maybe it'll give you more plots to cultivate. I don't know. I think that would be smart.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they will expand upon it, because I believe Grouch or someone gave a statement to press saying that they are looking to make this the most like expansive, user-friendly player housing experience in an MMO. So I think they are approaching.
Yeah.
They're approaching this system like they approached Mounts, where they're looking to kind of reinvent the standard for what players can expect from a personal housing experience.
Okay, well that's good news.
It was a bold statement, so I am expecting something amazing out of this.
All right,
and I
so
think
that is
bringing
definitely
the Sims 4 developer is a good omen. It's a good sign that they actually brought someone who has a specialty in this type of area of gameplay.
I have got their Twitter on the screen as well. If you want to go follow him, it's Joel Ecker. I don't think there's anything bad about that. I think we should encourage them to give us all the information, because they have started talking a little bit about it. I really, the fact that they've got a specific developer for this, like, is really, really cool. Really,
just to
really
make sure though, Jebro, you're not encouraging the people listening right now to go contact Joel Eggert to give us all the information.
Why would possible. I ever do that? No, don't do that.
Just to make that clear.
No, because
what he's saying.
Well, the thing is, because Arena devs are known for talking about the stuff they make and build and the joy they have in them. So like, I feel like when they put something out and we are happy about it, like, following these people is really essential to just give them support in the work they do. Because people don't get enough appreciation, man. Like, if someone does something and I'm like, that's really cool, I'll like either whisper them or DM them or reply to something. And I'm just like, and also they may give us other news that they aren't really sharing officially, but they can share kind of themselves. It's really nice to go and follow the devs of the game, because it's really cool to find out, like, you know, the story stuff, and it's really interesting, and it really develops the sense of community as well, which I really enjoy, which we all really enjoy here specifically. Okay. Oh God, there's so much to talk about with housing. The one thing I am wondering about, and I wanted to ask you all, was I wonder how rigid this is about placing things inside and outside. If there's going to be a difference, if we think that, you know, there's anything that they could do differently, or you would like to see differently you've not witnessed in housing elsewhere, or is there other things in other games where you're like, oh, housing looks cool in that game, I would love to have that here? And do you enjoy housing when you've played it in other games, or is this like the first time you're kind of delving into it? Maybe, Peachy, you want to give us a stab? I know that was a lot of questions.
I very much enjoy The Sims 4 and all the Sims games, and I would love to play The Sims within Guild Wars 2. You just got to give me enough pink, shiny, magical girl things to place all over my house, please.
Can we get some add-on mods to like mod Guild Wars 2 just for player housing? That would open a whole can of worms.
Oh no.
What else, Peachy? What else are you thinking? Or is that you're kind of like, yeah, I'm good. Like, just give me pink stuff.
Just give me pink shiny stuff. It's got to be fantastic outside the gate, like right out of the gate. And like, because the guild system, like I said, you know, placing you're so free to play stuff in the guild hall, and people have made amazing things. So I fully expect to be able to do exactly that from launch in housing. And I just hope that there's enough like I'm really expecting like everything from the guild hall, like all the decorations in there we can also use, but then more stuff. And I hope the more is not only like the kind like bear themed, like I hope that we get some just, you know, just crazy stuff. And there's actually a new crafting profession. That everyone gets to level up in order to make the decorations. They've confirmed that scribing is for guild halls. Yeah, it's through the mastery. You unlock and level up your instance through the mastery system, but to craft decorations, it's going to be a new crafting profession.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Wait, so it's going to be a new profession, and it's not just the mastery?
No, you get the house through the story in the mastery system. But if you want to be someone who focuses on, well, like, you don't have to like level up a crafting profession to like get the house. I think everyone will just have a baseline.
Okay.
But if you're someone who is looking to decorate, I was kind of surprised when they had confirmed that scribing was going to basically be halted and be left for the guild hall system, and that they went to the extent of creating an entirely new crafting job to allow players to decorate.
Maybe because they didn't want to. Because at least with scribing for the guild hall, like only one person in your guild had to be the designated scriber, and everybody kind of donated all their money to that person to actually level it up.
Such a ball ache, yeah.
Because it's so ridiculously grindy and expensive to be a scribe. So if they give housing to everybody and make everybody become a scribe, then they have to reintroduce all those materials somehow, and they don't want to do that.
Yeah, or rework the recipes, and maybe starting from scratch was a bit cleaner.
Chat as well, get involved in this. Reader Geek says Guild Wars 2 needs to be inspired by the Lord of the Rings have their housing, please and thank you. I've only seen a little bit, but really can say more about that in the chat as well. Yes, that is something I did not see or just glazed over then. So that's cool, because I'm glad about that, because I was about to go level scribing. Thank you.
I saved you a lot of materials just now.
I do think that scribing could have like a couple of things here and there that might be kind of cool, but I guess
if your guild hall decoration as you've already, would they transfer over if you unlock guild hall decorations?
It's because that's more guild specific though, right? I mean,
it is guild specific, so it's not necessarily your character that
you can't really transfer that. So I don't know.
The inventory is in the guild hall, so your homestead is probably going to have a separate personal inventory for decorations.
So that means
maybe you'll be able to unlock them through scribing still.
No,
maybe I don't think so, because that
scribing is for guild hall decorations. There's going to be a new one for homestead.
Yeah,
but are you
now there may be the same
the
thing?
New decorations in the homestead, even if they are the same decorations as you get in the guild hall, you have to make them anew?
Yes,
well, maybe.
That's not confirmed. I'm guessing that you're going to have to make them anew.
And it won't be scribe. Even though you could make it as a scribe, that will only go into a guild hall and would not go into the homestead.
That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, but also maybe if you are a scribe, that you can also place things from scribing into a homestead.
I think Peachy's saying no.
That's not confirmed.
This is all us.
It's going to be no, but that has not been
confirmed.
They've
not talked about homesteads that much.
We have not got that blog post yet.
It would be very, it'd be very kind if someone as a scribe was able to make certain decorations, but then they choose if they place it in the guild hall or store it in that inventory, then it is only accessible through that space.
Right.
They do.
I'm not sure if they would do that because this is a completely new system. Maybe they are keeping those boundaries very rigid. But perhaps if they are currently rigid, maybe in the future, if they are rigid, they'll
okay,
we'll go open a little bit.
Sims is working on it, and it's going to be account bound. Can my other characters get jobs and become like a superstar or get pregnant?
Okay, mate. Who knows? Who knows, Boots? Maybe you can be a daddy in Guild Wars 2 as well.
Hey, with my characters
in Guild Wars 2.
Oh wow.
Well, this gives you a little bit of a hint.
wow.
The screen that I've got on here right now, because I noticed that there is indeed a trophy / thingamajig next to near the door. So we will be having those, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's from scribing or guild halls, right? Because I don't know what that one is unless this is
I
some
think that's
new
a
one.
drop from the open world, like when
That
you
looks
get.
like the Quaddle.
Yeah,
Is it
there are some
Oh.
bosses. I believe there's some raid bosses where it's like, I really do not interact with the scribing and the guild hall system really at all. But those are, I think, obtainable through content like open world bosses or by completing the raids. Scribes were able to create those or purchase them. I'm not exactly sure how they were
Is
acquired.
that a picture of Logan at the top second floor?
It is.
Okay.
Oh my god!
You too can have a portrait of Logan Thackeray across from your bed. The question is, are we going to be able to place mirrors on the ceiling above our beds?
Wow, Aurora
And fully-
Peachy is here. Everyone.
Podicus did it first, not me.
We're just following the
That's true,
Podicus's
actually. That's
footsteps.
true. Aurora Peachy is
They've
following
changed
canon.
it, you know.
Have they?
They've changed it in the instance. They have. It's so
They
sad.
did?
It's not good. Yeah.
What?
Is it there?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just not
His-
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Wait, they took that out?
What?
Is the line,
Yeah,
is the
I
line
think-
still in
yeah. The line isn't in there. They removed.
Oh no,
what?
but the mirror
Yeah.
isn't in
The
there
mirror-
either.
I think the mirror is, but they removed the line
Oh,
from.
Mm.
but at least the mirror's still there.
I'm so
What?
sad. Yeah, I know.
I guess.
I'm
what about
uninstalling this game.
The
What?
rating system caught wind of that and
Yes,
was like,
Nargle Goldclaw
no.
exists.
If they yeah,
This is
exactly
true.
right.
I know.
Yeah.
Don't.
I wonder if it was worded in a way which
It
was
wasn't
not
there last
appropriate.
time I played it. It wasn't there last time I played it. I was very
we'll
disappointed.
need to send a scout in the game and scope
We
it
will.
out.
We will. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
look
Just
at
needs
this!
investigated.
Look at this!
You
I
think
actually
it's
didn't
because-
notice
anyway.
this. Let's get
Chip
back to
trying to get us
Homesteads.
back on
Yes,
track.
I really am
Yeah.
trying very hard. So in the floor here, and I know it's going to take a second to catch up on the stream. The rocks appear as well. There's even just flat
Yeah,
tiles
those
of
are
rock.
decorations.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they're all decorations as well. So we're gonna be able to create all the paths, and there's a lot in here actually. Wait, let's just go back, and this is going to bring us to the next discussion, which is a really important one, and I don't think many people. Smudgeon mentioned it in chat. It is actually this could be one of the best revenue streams for Arena now.
Oh,
People have been talking about this.
yeah.
Is, no, yeah, I
They're
think
about to
people
print
are-
money.
Yeah, but it's okay.
They're keyed into
This is the thing. Like everyone, like give me your thoughts on this. Do you feel like it's okay? Do you feel also that we should be earning this stuff in game? Like, well, Kroof, we're coming to it. Do you think you can also earn stuff in game? Do you think that, what average price point would you want to see for like, a new chair or something, for example? Like, because all of this is important.
4,000 gems
Should
for
you
every chair.
will they also sell a new housing instance to us, much like they do in Elder Scrolls Online? Because you can pay up to $120 for some of these, and it's kind of ridiculous.
Whoa.
Yes, it's a lot. So this
Well, considering
This brings me back to
This is what I was talking about.
back to a discussion I had on
no.
No.
this brings me
Maybe not
back to
that
a
much.
discussion I had on Tea Time back in Heart of Thorns before it was introduced, before Heart of Thorns came out, and we were talking about how the raids were happening and the guild halls were happening, and I was like, I wonder if they're going to introduce like decorations as prizes in raids. And they're going to be like the most coveted things because they're going to be like, oh, we have to do this raid because I desperately need this new carpet. And
Yeah.
I think
I don't think that's I don't think it's an awful idea to be like, I raided, because it gives you the idea of raiding, right? You're raiding an instance. Maybe you can get a drop from a boss because you technically nicked it from the area. I don't think that would be that bad, I mean,
well,
that'd
that
be
did
pretty
end
cool.
up coming true because I think someone had, maybe it was Smudgem in chat, that clarified that you end up through the raiding get pieces from the raid bosses, which you then create to form up the trophies. So you are still getting rewards for doing instance content, and you can translate that into your housing systems, at least with the guild hall currently. So hopefully that also will mean the same for personal housing.
I want to say what Smudgeon just said in chat. They said, cut to me in 4 months. I need to do this Sarah CM to get this tablecloth.
Yeah.
Very much that. It's
But
also
you
it's a
could-
great incentive.
Yeah, it is.
And it would be great though if it's an incentive. I think they should make the decorations earnable through raids, if that's what's going to happen, sellable rather than account
Actually, that would be
Yeah.
kind of an interesting economic structure to start up, is having decorations be able to be sold on the trading
I
post.
mean, if you can craft them, I would assume that you'd be able to sell
Yeah.
some as well. I wouldn't say that this would be this. This doesn't have to be just a singular account-bound thing. It can be It can be a whole new section added to the trading post to create a whole new crafting community out of just this. This is how big housing is. Like housing communities on MMORPGs are huge. Like competitions, like, you know, all this kind of stuff, gathering around in your home instance, going to check out other people's instances. What I want to do is just make sure that we can just visit instances. I would actually really enjoy some kind of rating system for an instance, like based on whether or not it's community feedback or the devs or something. And because I'm 100% doing this in future, I am going to be doing streaming competitions where we have this. We rate people's spaces like and on a theme, and like I have a whole idea about this. It's going to be I am so excited for Homesteads. I'm sorry. I really am. I love it so much. I love building in games. That's what people love doing in video games. If you think about all of some of the most popular games out there, Stardew Valley, for God's sake, you know, settlements in Fallout is one of the main reasons people play Fallout. Like Fallout 4 specifically, and Fallout 76.
Minecraft, the biggest game in the world. Minecraft.
It's all about that. It's all about building, and this is why it's going to be so important. I'm literally, because of this and raids and also just Spear, this is probably after Hearthstone's going to be the best expansion they put out. I'm like saying that it's going to be probably the best one. I know
and that's
mounts
just the
came,
personal housing.
and that's just because of housing. I know mounts came out and that was really important, but that was kind of the expansion, like it would for me. Anyway, sorry. Wow. Other people answer the question I asked originally.
To talk about the economics
Yes.
of what this can mean for ArenaNet as a company, I think they most definitely should tap into this well for their gem store. I think it is not necessarily a question, but more so, it's not a question of if they're going to do it, it's a matter of how much is it going to ultimately be.
Sure.
And I think that it would be smart to have a variety of maybe more quote unquote reasonable pricing for like sets of more basic decorations. But I could also see them having sole bespoke, really detailed pieces like some of the chairs that we see in the gem store have a bit more of a hefty price tag to
Do you
it.
think
What
there's
if
going to be
you
sets
have...
though, Kroof? That's what you said, which I like that idea.
I think sets are usually very much more from a consumer standpoint. It's like, oh, it's not that you're just paying for one item. It's a bit more alluring when it comes in a bit of a collection, maybe 3 pieces or so.
Like a themed kind of thing, like a pirate kind of like
Maybe
you know,
like
it
a
doesn't have
pirate
to be a
theme.
pirate.
Like you get the table, you get the chairs, and you get the dining, the cutlery,
Yes,
and
they
then it's
do that
like
in New
boom,
World,
and
yeah.
that's on the gem store for like 300 or 400 gems or something. So it'd be more obtainable for more people.
much
But then
Would
300 or 400 gems, I don't know how much people would want.
I don't know how much that is in
selling-
dollars. Is that just $4 or $5 or something?
Would it be opening up a can of worms to sell recipes for decorations in the gem store?
You can actually. I'm wondering
And the
if they do
recipes
that.
then you could make them for yourself, or
I'm curious
don't know about
on that point. I'm curious how they're going to do if you craft a chair.
yeah.
Are you going to have to craft 4 chairs to place that around the table, or
yeah.
I assume?
think
But
so.
maybe if you buy something from the gem store, you get as many as you want. If you want to
That's it,
place
that's it.
100 chairs, as fancy chairs, you
Oh.
can place
It
100
unlocks the
fancy chairs
skin.
That's
because it's a gem store item. It encourages you. You don't have to craft 18 of them. If you want to place 18 of them, you just get to go.
in the
And that
ESO you
encourages you
can.
to spend money in the gem store.
Yeah, in the
Is
ESO you
Evan
make
Nash Blade
the item.
opening up an IKEA?
Wow, boots. In ESO, you buy if you have the item, you buy it, you can only have one of them. And because it makes them more unique, I think. But I think that actually would be something they could really. Well, don't forget that there will be item limits in this housing because there always is in every single game in terms of housing. Like they always have furniture number limits, like 120 items, for example. So there's also that to think about, but I wonder if you can pay to extend that. Who knows? Anyway, yeah, I like the idea of the packs, Kroof. Yeah, great. Really, really good. That is why it's exciting, right? Because it's this new revenue stream for them. And it really will be good.
They have to figure out a balance.
Yeah.
A balance of how to best get money from it and not turn off the player base from how expensive everything
Someone
is.
said, don't put things in the Black Lion chests. Please do not put any of this in the Black Lion chests. Just don't.
You know it's going to be in the Black Lion chest.
Really hope not.
Hopefully
Oh my
not
God.
too many, but I could see very much like the podcast chair that you can get in the gem store right now, where you can have people sit in it.
I love that thing.
I could see that be translatable to an actual table that you can just set down in your personal housing. So
Interesting.
but I feel like they've been a little bit better at not putting so many of those super shiny skins behind the Black Lion chest. They still pop up, but it's not as much of like every single cycle.
The statuette system is good as
And it
well.
helps
for
as
that.
well, yeah.
That helps.
That is nice. That has been a
Don't
really
forget the
welcome
Wizard's
addition.
Vault.
Sorry,
Don't forget the
Ron.
Wizard's Vault.
Oh yeah, Wizard's Vault. Oh my God, absolutely, really good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, of course they're gonna have stuff in the Wizard's Vault. Of course.
Yeah.
That's really yeah. Well done, Fornex. Thank you for that. Fornex, do you have any more thoughts about this? Like, the pricing, should we sell them? How should we earn them? All this kind of stuff. What do you think?
For my preference, I would if I were like Dev King for a day, I would make this feature a revitalizing factor in a lot of gameplay. So have specific sets in specific dungeons. So if you want some Coden themed stuff, do the Sorrows, the something of the Waves. Sorry, the
Honor of the Waves
dungeon. Thank you, Honor of the Waves. And have specific dungeon themed sets for gear, have specific PvP sets that you can only unlock if you do PvP and certain achievements. And they could have a whole plethora of housing achievements where you do specific content, do specific achievements, go and sit on all these different chairs and you get this type of thing, go and salute this boss and this, that and the other, and you get this statue of Joko if you're playing through, hail Joko, and just have loads of different achievements and like all the world bosses that we have could have different sets and different little weird things and trophies for killing them and that you can like like at the head of Tequatl on your wall or something silly like that. I mean, it would be quite large, but you know what I mean.
Why not?
God, yeah. But that would be what I would love. But I mean, I love the idea of the housing. That teaser that they did was literally of the home instance. I actually sent you an image of it so you can kind of get an idea of the scale of the home instance. With the salmon that we're all slightly confused by, this beautiful salmon swimming by, and then she comes out of the water with the spear. That's the home instance, and you can see the kind of the architecture of it and how big the home instance is.
Where did you
And I
put
would say
this?
I put it in our chat group, and I added you even.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to see that while I'm there.
Yeah.
I mean, if I click on it and click on the chat, it goes away. So let me do it on my other computer.
Sorry. And I would say to like farming, they have got farming, like more traditional farming in game. So if you craft the legendary bow Kudzu, you get a farming area in the secret area was it Mount Hyjal? The where you have to go through the portals. You get your own little farm there that you can cultivate.
Can you send it to me on Discord, like just to me, because I can't see that chat for some reason. It's not updating for me.
Okay, sorry.
Because I want to share it. No, don't apologize. I just want to see it.
There we go.
So,
but
you.
yeah, what in the realms of like making money from it, I'm okay. I just want there to be a balance. I don't want people to be like, oh my God, the only way to get nice things, like when they first introduced the mounts, the only way to get nice mount skins was via the gem store. Not that the base ones aren't nice, but you know what I mean, flamboyant and bombastic. So I'm hoping that there's a good balance. I'm not against them making money, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
As it stands, isn't there still only like 3 or 4 mount skins out of all of them that are earnable outside of the gem store?
Yeah.
Phonics, so you're saying this? You think this is one of the home instances or a area? So I don't know. I think
this looks like just a place.
I think it's just a place. I don't think this is the homestead because the homestead is in the picture on the blog post. I think.
Yeah. I think this is where we meet some bear people.
I mean, it could be. It could be as well. Like if we had a choice.
Lower level.
Maybe.
Because we don't know. Similar architecture, doesn't it?
That's because I think it's a bear people.
I think that's where we're just going, though. I think that's it. Yeah. But I think it would be cool if you could have that as well. Like, why not? I mean, all they have to do is just be like, here's a house in an instance, and I'm not saying that's that easy, by the way, devs. If you're watching this, I'm sorry. I know it's not that easy, but like applying it all then to that, because all they need to do. I mean, this is really
all the devs need to do. It's super easy.
No, not that. I was gonna say like all they need to do is add all these options to future, like because if they just keep adding houses and they add one each, like each update or they add one each expansion. People are just gonna come back just to decorate that thing, it's just gonna be. It's such like we really like. I cannot underestimate. Like we cannot underestimate how important this is. Like it's so good.
We do have to revisit Cantha, so that we could have apartments in Kaining City.
Right? Yeah. Like I mean, that would be cool.
I want to suite at one of the top of the skyscrapers because if you go up there, there are some cool. like residential areas, but they're so barren. There's no animals or people around, but the architecture is there for someone to live there.
Yeah, that would be so good. Honestly, what I would like in the Daddy I Want a Pony section of this, and this is like dreams and hopes, is I've always wanted to be able to in an MMO, and I don't think there is. Please correct me if I'm wrong. To be able to have cultural representation. So if I'm a Sylvari, I can put down and make Sylvari buildings so they're organic, like in the Grove. Or if I'm a Norn, you could have those big lodges. If I'm a human, all that beautiful intricate human architecture. And of course there's several different types of human architecture depending on whether your cultural beginnings as a human being. And think about the Black Citadel and the Char and the incredible architecture there. Just imagine being able to have an instance that reflects your cultural identity.
I assume that's what the home instances was supposed to be, right?
Yeah. But they were so static, and there's no connection. You can't place anything. I always thought that they were just going to convert the home instance into something like a miniature guild hall where we could just play around with the stuff in it. That's what I thought that they were going to do, but...
I really think, if they just had it as a guild hall, it wouldn't be successful either, right? Like, because it's just the system, people don't engage in those systems that much from what I've seen. I know all of us in some way, shape or form probably like, yeah, we do that. We go and hang out and do the things. And like, I don't think the general casual player is playing in guild halls a lot. And I actually don't even think they're in the guild most of the time that they interact with much, to be fair.
What they could do for future expansion is to revisit the home instances. And because, for example, for a human home instance, you don't really have your own house there. You just have the whole area as your town or whatever.
We don't even know that they haven't done this already.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What they could do is they could apply everything that they're applying to this homestead back to the home instance as a new homestead instance, and then demolish the orphanage and then turn it into a new plot of land for you to make a house,
Oof. Now your baby's safe. All other babies, bye-bye. Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Just saying thank you for the reds and stuff. Thank you for coming in, people. We actually have, just as a side note, Saturday seems to be a really good day for the podcast because we've got over 100 viewers in here. Without and we were at 145 without a raid, which was actually wild. And then we just got a raid and we lost some people, but that's okay. So I really like the idea of this podcast being on a Saturday, apparently. Thank you, everyone that joined. Appreciate your faces. We are talking about JANTHIR Wilds. If you're watching this and recorded on YouTube, people just came and we literally are doing this live. And if you have a comment about whether or not, you can access and watch this more on a Saturday live, and Saturday might be better, leave us a comment below, and maybe that's something we could do a little bit more of as well. Yeah, that could be really cool. Okay, did anyone have any more remarks about housing and the gem store question I kind of asked, or anything else? Because I think we should probably move on, even though I have a million things I want to talk about.
It's one of those things we could talk forever about, but
we can have a housing podcast episode now. We can have.
It's also one of the things that they haven't released more information about yet, so we should probably go to the next thing.
Let's go to the next thing. It is basically like I don't care anymore. Let's go, because otherwise I'll keep talking. I am really hyped for houses. I'm just like, I want to show my armor. I want to see my mounts. I want to either see like NPCs that I can purchase and like talk to in there. I want all the things. But also I want spears on land soon, and we're getting them. We're getting them with the expansion August 20th. Also, we're going to get a beta as well. We're going to get a beta to play around with this stuff, which is also very cool. Who wants to read this? It's just short, wielding spears on land.
I'll do it because I want to try to pronounce the spear properly again.
Sure. Have a bash.
Okay. Wielding spears on land. Previously only available for underwater combat, spears will now have all new skills for each profession on land. Spears can be used interchangeably in the aquatic and terrestrial weapon slots, but you'll need to equip multiple spears to use them in both slots. The unlocked spear skins in your wardrobe will work with both versions, and if you've made Kamohawali Kotaki, the legendary spear, you could equip it through the legendary armor in either slot. Okay, so you would need 2 Kamohawali Kotakis to have one in each slot.
Wait. We need some love for Boots in chat right now. I mean, I am ridiculously impressed with how you've said that. Like that feels good. Like I.
The good news about Kamohawali Kotaki is that it's written the way it's pronounced.
Whoa. Calm down. Calm down. I know you're a daddy now, but just chill. Just calm down, Boots. Bloody hell.
Oh God.
Yeah, I do.
So does that mean that you have to make 2 legendary spears to have one in each slot?
Yes.
Yes.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's like other legendaries.
Which makes sense, yeah, because you can't have a pistol and you can't make a legendary pistol and have it in both hands, which is
yeah, that's true.
It makes sense. It would be pretty strong. Okay, well read indeed.
Thank you.
So, as I said, well read, well met.
Good stuff, you.
All the things.
Well met.
And we saw them in the trailer as well. And we actually even got more updated information about spears. And I'll show you some of the. Shall I show the? Let me show the trailer for that. Actually,
absolutely.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's probably some of my. It's maybe one of the better trailers for the classes that we've had in a while.
You tweeted something about that. Can you say more?
I did.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed this trailer. It harkened back to the original Guild Wars 2 profession trailers, where it was just, I don't know, the presentation, the opening slide into showing off the graphics, the professions, it was very clear. And then going into each of the sections. What was different about this one is that it was actually 3 professions shown off instead of just 1 profession in a 20 or 30 second ad, essentially, which was like a quote unquote trailer. This one is so much more substantial, which I think is the better way to do it. I wouldn't have minded if it was just all 9 professions to actually have a more cohesive marketing thing.
Today's kids, though, you can't concentrate on things for that long.
Criff, I really felt like though that they're spacing this out, because remember what we said before.
Yeah.
I like
what they're doing in terms of spacing it out.
Do you mean maybe one ability they showed something very quick of all of them and then focus more on the classes specifically, like each one?
Yeah, because even with this trailer, we don't actually see each individual ability. But I was just comparing it to something like Final Fantasy XIV, where they have a complete showcase of all of their abilities, and it feels like you're really in it. But this is a very different beast. So I appreciate that we got more professions. However, one thing about these trailers is that the audio mixing for this trailer and even the Secrets of the Obscure trailers, I've been noticing they're not emphasizing the actual sound effects as much as other games do. It really feels like a music showcase when you're thinking of the overall impact of
combat.
a video.
It's combat music, isn't it?
The combat effects are so much quieter than the actual music, and for some reason, it really it does not scratch my brain in the way that I want it to be
I can
scratched.
barely hear it, actually. Could you hear the sound on that? I don't think there is.
It's very, very quiet, and I don't think it really sells what we're really looking at. I was like, oh, is this a trailer about music? I know they're trying to maybe create a vibe and create an aura, but
I see.
When you're looking at them striking, it's just like, it sounds so flat. It sounds so dull. It's so quiet. It's not impactful.
Is that the part of maybe that you're talking about? So you hearkened on the Guild Wars 2 original trailers for classes. They didn't have music in them, did they? As far as I remember, they just had the voices from some of the NPCs, some of the baddies, and you just coming into shot and just you heard the pistol going off. Really solid point. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the original Guild Wars, and just thinking of especially the Thief, when they showed off the unload skill, you heard each visceral pound of the gun, and it really sold it. And this just does not sell it to me at all. So I don't know what they're
also
doing.
Heard the footsteps of the thief on the roof and stuff like that.
I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it.
It really puts you in the fantasy of the combat and the trailer that they were making back then. So not only comparing it to this one, but I've been watching a lot of Final Fantasy XIV media recently, and they have it nailed down. They have music, but it's mixed in the background, and the foreground for the audio is the skill effects. It is the combat. It is the action.
You're
so it really scratches my brain in a very bad way. I was just like, why are we just listening to music in this trailer?
I'm literally playing the Thief trailer in the background, so I apologize if that was a bit too loud for people while Kreeft was talking.
Oh,
but really good point. That is very true. But also these trailers were a little bit more cinematic, right? If you can, as you can see, there's kind of the pans, and there's the long shots, and then there's the kind of close-ups of the ability when they hit
I think they had a little bit longer to develop them as well.
Yeah,
because this was before launch.
Sure, but that's not this kind of thing is this kind of thing is storyboarding, recording, and having a camera out in the world, right? There's more resources, but it's not hugely different. I mean,
that's true.
It's really not, because we all edit and we all do things like that. It isn't that extra if you think about it. I mean, maybe you need an extra camera person.
That one in particular, they had to. I think they made Skrit and programmed them for that particular encounter, because I don't think Skrit do that run away and they try to run away.
I mean, they could do it in any. I mean, they're devs, right? They can just spawn something to run at them. It's just a command in the game that they do.
Those early trailers told more of a story, the thief on the rooftops, and then they come down, and then they stealth, and then the script coming in, and you're preparing. Whereas these new trailers are just a showcase of the skills.
Yeah.
So if it's kind of a little mini story, it draws you in a little more. What are they doing? What's their mission? And so that's the difference.
And
too.
I guess because this is a whole class thing. It was really important to really capture that. But I still think the sound thing is very true. What Kreeft said. I really legitimately that is very true. The impact of it is. Yeah. Okay. Wait, did I ask a question? Oh no, we're going to show the trailer. That's what I was going to do. I've literally got the trailer.
So we can show off what this trailer is. But I actually really do enjoy this trailer. I think visually they did a very good job with it.
Oh no, this is Fornax's video. Oh my god. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but okay, let me just show this. It's in the background because it's just music. We can talk. Do we want to show it?
Well, let's talk.
I think we can just talk over it, because there's no, like you said, there's no
Yeah, there really isn't anything to listen to, because it's mostly just music.
Yeah. So we got the warrior first. Oh no, Guardian. Sorry,
Guardian got first. Let's go.
Hold on a second though. We got. We'll keep going, because I think there's some symbols
they've told us
Oh,
about
yeah.
some of the
Look
abilities.
really
We're just going
rad.
to talk about like the general things in a row, then we can go to the classes if that's okay. Maybe we can talk about the whole general, or maybe we just talk about
just talk about what
Guardian
we're seeing.
Spears. Sure. Let's do that.
Look at that symbol.
That symbol
That symbol is amazing.
is so much better than the pistol symbol that we got. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
But
And then
this
also-
is the illuminated, like as well. Like there's the symbol, and then there's the thing in the air, which I believe is the
It's very
illuminated
Sunspirit-y.
version. I think, yeah, it is very Sunspirit.
I
isn't
don't think that's an illuminated symbol. I think that's a different ability.
it? No, not on the floor. In the air, I think is.
Yeah.
The additional
ability.
thing. It's like well, I think the air. I think you're actually going to be able to visually see the difference between an illuminated ability and a not illuminated ability, though. Right.
Okay.
Well, we talk about that in a sec. I can read through the Guardian stuff. Anyway, visuals. Liking
Yeah.
it? Like Aurora Peachy
Love
means
it.
Guardian, and I'm pretty sure Grief does as well.
Yeah.
So what do you both
I
think
do.
about this?
It's
Oh, do you as
gorgeous.
well, Phonics?
Yeah.
I
I thought you were doing Druid.
I
Oh,
raid on
you
my
just do
Guardian.
Druid for Okay, so
No, I raid heal on my Guardian. Yeah. 5-hour
Right.
raid heal.
oh, okay, cool.
I
Well,
will
We got
Well,
3
oh my
Guardians in chat.
Guardians, give
Let's
me
go.
give me your feedback.
You
What do
got
you think?
4 actually.
Wait, oh god, you are! I swear on you. Oh shoot, yeah, of course. All of you. Who
Well
wants to
done,
go
bro.
first
My
then?
top
So
three
this is
questions.
all
We need to,
for you. This is
one of
not.
my
I'm
top
going to
3.
shut up, and everyone's going to be happy
Guardians
about it.
podcast.
Guardians
Yeah,
go.
literally.
Guardians go.
Yeah.
Peachy first, then Phonics.
It's pretty. I like it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Are you good?
That's it.
That's it. Okay, cool.
It's beautiful.
Phonics.
So raid healing on the Guardian got hit with a bit of a nerf stick, and to my understanding, the spear has some support elements. So I would be interested to kind of jump up the play and see what it's like. Yeah, see if it's any pop. Yeah, I'm happy.
Talis in chat just said, the Lightbringers, more like the Guardian Bringers. Well, the funny thing is that Rook is also a Guardian main. So it's
Yeah.
just like, it's not even funny. I'm the only one out. I'm literally supplying. I know you already all supply the.
It's a top 3 class for me.
the symbols.
I'm top 3. Okay. I'm not full Guardian.
We've got your
main.
Guardian in the Lightbringers
Yeah, that's
thingamajig,
true.
I think, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm very excited to see Guardian get a spear and wield it. It is very reminiscent of Paragon in terms of the visuals, incorporating more of that yellow instead of
Yeah.
just always showing off that blue, which I do love.
Yeah,
But
that
having-
aerial thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the starbursts and the sun. It is beautiful, and also it was confirmed in the blog post that this is more of a support-leaning weapon. So I'm going to be very excited to see how this is going to feel on Firebrand as well, because I think that's the perfect pairing of like what Guardians wanted, like a Paragon motif with the Path of Fire elite specialization.
Yes.
I think
a
this is
beautiful marrying.
I think this is going to be kind of supportive, but I actually think this is more of a bruisery kind of weapon as well, because it's got healing, sure, but on that same healing skill, you do actually do extra damage as well. So it's very mixed. Like it could be more. It could be a. I feel like it's a very kind of. I feel like that would be Spear is going to be like a wicked roaming weapon in World v World. Very much so.
There was no mobility on it though, so I don't know.
You
hard
have
to
a
say.
charge.
You've got a literal charge, haven't you?
I
Which
think
one?
it's
On
called
the-
on the blog post. They talked about one of the skills called Helio Rush.
Yeah.
Which is you charge in a direction, and if you have it empowered, it will deal more damage and increased healing. So there is a little bit of like rushing to proper locations to either support your allies or
Sure.
rushing to maybe like deal more damage to enemies.
Do someone want to read the Guardian Spears ability like thing? Because it's actually quite a lot of information. Because it might
It's
be
a
helpful.
lot. I'll try to like maybe like TLDR it.
Do you want to?
I don't think I read these yet.
So for the Guardians have learned to use these, have learned from these Coden, because they're drawing from the Coden, and wield their spears in a similar manner, focusing on supporting allies and debilitating enemies. While some of these skills can be used to provide support at a safe distance, their true potential is realized on the front lines when the Guardian is fighting alongside their allies. By fulfilling specific conditions, called the illumination mechanic, certain spear skills will cause the following spear attacks to be illuminated, which makes them stronger or grants them additional effects. You can only empower one skill at a time, though. So these skills can turn, and in turn can grant the illuminated status effect to your next skill, allowing the Guardian to chain multiple illuminated skills together with precise positioning. They talk about some examples, but they do poignantly mention that the symbol will allow, while you're standing in it, it will allow all of your abilities to maintain that illuminated status effect. So playing in that symbol will be even more important and impactful.
Yeah. And it kind of looked like the symbol was dropped on the Guardian's person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it would make sense that you would want to be in the fray while doing that.
Yeah. Interestingly, the symbol knocks enemies back, which I don't know if people will really enjoy.
Yeah, because don't you want them in your symbol?
Yeah, and there are a lot of traits that you gain benefits from having enemies in your symbol as well. So
Yeah.
When they showed it,
preliminarily, they should change that to like a daze or a stun if they want the crowd control effect to be on it. But
isn't the symbol? I was gonna say if it's on you. Yeah. Maybe it should just be a knockdown.
A knockdown, knockdown, a stun, daze.
It looks like they're in it.
Bar, is it?
I think the animation, what I think that is that the animation is a knockback, but their body still is, because it looks like the spider kind of, I don't know, I wonder if their model is still in this symbol, but also that wouldn't translate well, and this wouldn't be good to have that anyway. Interesting. Yeah, good point. Good feedback. I mean, that's what we're going to get to test it, right, and give that feedback. So
yeah,
we get to see, which is really, really
Get
cool.
the golden wings. That would be so nice. That was one of the best things about playing a Paragon. When you're doing your kind of like cheerleading, you get those beautiful wings kind of spread out of your back. That would be nice for a Guardian, the angelic.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of have that on the second skill on Thingamajig, by the second virtue on
Dragon Hunter.
Yeah,
the
where you get the wings and whatnot, right?
Yeah,
so I don't think they'd give
Yeah.
it maybe again, but it could be cool.
Don't take it away from me. I want golden wings.
No, no.
No,
You can have your wings. Fifth,
and you can take the golden wings backpack and just have them permanently.
Also,
and
true.
You can just be that Paragon.
I do have that. I do. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is also. Do you think this is going to be a flip over when they get illuminated, or do you think this is going to be a just like with Hollowsmith, where it says this does extra things
Like
if you're blah blah blah,
Or
Probably just the
Harbinger,
extra things.
like Harbinger elixirs.
yeah,
I think it'll just be like, it won't be different. It'll just be a more powerful version of that ability.
right. So just say illuminated does XXXX.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they are actually doing the flippant skills, as we will see soon. Anyone want to talk more about Guardian here and anything at all? No, seems like no. Okay.
Nope.
Necromancer. Now this, out of all of them, looks wicked. Like, is my favorite. Not only does it has like a gap closer, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, that on Reaper.
Oh yeah, I literally was talking about builds for this, and I was like, this feels like it's gonna go like Reaper, Spite, and also what's the other one? Soul Reaping. It looks really cool. It just looks wicked. Like that first animation when you do we've got the names for him as well. I just forgotten them. Actually, you know what? I'm going to read through Necro because Necro is quite cool. I'm not saying the Guardian isn't, but like this is a little bit more obvious, I think, and a little bit simpler than Guardian, but this is some really cool stuff. Let's take a look at some experts aspects of the Necromancer Spear. This spear is a melee power damage weapon that also brings some disruptive elements, a bit of mobility, and some strong burst potential for cooldown resets, pardon me. Many of the spear skills create soul shards, which is a mechanic we should definitely keep in our brains. Life-stealing objects that behave similarly to thief venoms, but will only be consumed by strikes from the spear's second skill. Also reminds me of the heal from Revenant. You know, when you've got the little thingies kind of around you.
The Jade Wind, Oshiro's healing skill.
Absolutely. This allows them to consistently build up to a maximum of 6 to reach a singular moment of power, instead of being immediately consumed by the next strike. These shards deal increased damage against low health enemies and grant increased healing while your health is low, so life steal, etc. Very cool, right? Like very vampiric, which is why, again, this could be a very kind of, this is going to be a really strong weapon in PvP as well. Giving more opportunities for powerful execution sequences or the ability to sustain when nearing death yourself, which is very cool. As mentioned above, soul shards will be consumed by Perforate, skill 2 on Spear. Perforate is a multi-hit attack that strikes enemies 7 times, enough to consume all active soul shards. Perforate also deals increased damage against low health enemies, which combined with the low health bonus damage of soul shards makes the potential for finishing the job. In order to get full value out of Perforate, you'll need to generate more shards. Right, I'm just going to see. Skill 4 is Isolate, the singular long-range skill on the spear that serves as a gap closer. This skill throws a spear at the enemy, inflicting chill and vulnerability. Make it cripple. And on successfully striking a target, it flips into the follow-up skill, so you don't have to use it. Distress. Loving the names, by the way, as well. Side comment. Really good. Activating the follow-up skill will teleport the necromancer to the target struck by the initial spear and generate soul shards. Additional soul shards are generated if the enemy does not have any nearby allies around their own, which really is awesome. Because if you think about what a spear is and you think about going hunting, you want to isolate your target so that you can take them down and not. So there's such a good theme of just what hunting would be like for us with a spear and everything else as well. So it's really, really cool.
Teleporting recharges Perforate.
Yes, teleporting to an enemy also recharges Perforate, as you said. So you'll always be able to really consume your newly generated soul shards. Death Shard giving access to a lot of potentially powerful sequences. Skills 3 and 5 generate souls, among other things, but we'll talk about that later.
That is pretty simple, straightforward, but interesting.
There's still
A lot of thoughts.
It's interesting that it's a light class in melee range specifically there. I would think I would like to have a little bit more range, but Kruth, what are your thoughts first?
Well, firstly, we've been kind of talking about this in chat a little bit, but I would have preferred a melee condition weapon.
Is it just because we just got a life-stealing weapon in the swords and...
Possibly, but also Necromancer doesn't have a two-handed condition weapon that is melee. That kind of fits that range threshold in that slot. And so I'm kind of interested to see how different this feels to Greatsword, which is so... We've learned the Greatsword for so many years, and it's a staple, and it's really strong. So they have a little bit of that competition with it. But I think they might have realized that, and they might have front-loaded this a little too heavily in terms of having your gap closer always recharge off of your shroud, and then if you successfully complete that gap closer, your second ability, which is basically your execute ability, also automatically recharges. We don't even know what the other skills do, so I think they're loading this this weapon very heavily. So we'll have to see.
I think melee specifically is what they're saying, right? Like they literally said it in the post. So I think you're right. Like it's just going to be interesting. I didn't think about that myself. I actually felt like it was going to be very different from the other weapons. I guess in terms of, I think the shards thing for me is like a big piece of that, because you're managing a resource to do extra damage, and you don't really do that with any other weapons than Necro has. So for me, that was I guess I was thinking like that might be enough for me to have that difference, and also the animations being the way they are, like it just feels very different as well. But I don't know. I get what you're saying though. I get what you're saying.
And the fact that these soul shards heal you as well, on top of them already having a shroud. We don't know the numbers, but just if you were to lay out all of those qualities of Necromancer, I would be like, this is a very heavily loaded weapon.
Yeah.
And seems somewhat unfair to other, like, in terms of like other professions that we have. I'm like, is this fair?
It really does depend on how much damage it does, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think they wouldn't tune it under on release.
Well, didn't they do that with swords?
I mean, they did it with
Well, they
swords.
did.
Yeah.
They were smart with the swords, but
So there you go.
I
I
mean,
think they might learn their lesson this time around.
that kind of stuff is cool though, because we can give that kind of resource like in better. I think what you're saying is that the identity of the weapon doesn't feel very separate from greatsword, so it's going to be hard at the moment from the information we have, and you would like to see it have its own kind of identity as being like, oh, this is a spear. This feels like a spear doing a different thing from having a greatsword, because when you think about it, greatsword 5 actually pulls the enemy to you. So it's actually, like you say, it's even got that. So instead of like jumping, you're actually pulling. But it's the same kind of thing, right? It's a gap closer, right? So that is a very good point. It is a very good point. Anyone else? Necro stuff? Or Kroof, if you have another point you want to talk about? I know we've got no Necro mains, but like, Necro is sorry, go on.
My last little bit. If they ever, because this is a power weapon, if enough feedback is, brought to them and they ever want to make it a melee condition weapon, which a necromancer does not have at the moment, the spell effects translate very nicely to being something condition based in terms of gaseous poison or torment. So I think there's a lot of wiggle room. I was thinking poison too when I first saw it. I was like, oh, this is like a melee condi weapon. And then I read the blog post and like, it's power strike damage. I was like, oh, okay.
That's true, because you can put poison on the end of like a spear and like, you poison. I mean, you literally do that. I mean, in Elder Scrolls Online, but like, yeah, I kind of like, it is interesting. It's another power weapon. That's very true. Because I was talking about that and I was thinking there's
wiggle room.
Yeah. I mean, maybe like you said, maybe there is a bit of poison and stuff on there. It would be kind of cool to just, because of the healing as well. Like it was, good points, Kroof. Really, really good points. I really, if no one else is going to talk about Necromancer, I will, because flipping love this. The animations are wonderful. Like, look at that animation. I think I talked about it before, but for the gap closer is wicked. And I love that kind of spin of the spear, and the 7 hits reminds me of Axe 2 on Necro. If you know what that is, the axe spins around in front of them and it just does multi-hit combo, which is, it's not really a combo, but it's just, just hits them a lot. That's very cool. So there is actually a lot of sameness. Now I'm starting to see what you're saying, Kroof, even more now as I talk about it. Damn it.
I am the voice of reason.
You are. It does
judge.
feel. It does feel very much like that. I'm wondering how much extra power. I do love the shards as well. They kind of look like fingers. They kind of look like fingers. Just hovering, like you're taking their fingers or something, which is kind of weirding
now
me
I
out.
can't unsee that.
I'm sorry. They don't look like shards. They look like fingers. They look like witches' fingers.
I thought
they look like horns to me.
Oh yeah, they kind of do look
that
like
they were like serpent fangs, which is why my brain when I first saw this, I was like, condi weapon, like they're gonna go to like Marjorie because her weapons have those like those snake things to them. I thought they were doing that, and I was like, yes. And then they showed us information. I was like, oh, okay.
That's very true.
So it's not what I was thinking, but hey, still cool.
Bone fingers, yeah. Witches' grippers in the chat. I'm loving that we're going through all of this very, very much so right now. My fingers don't look like roots. Sorry, go on, Boobs.
Oh, I was just saying that poor Choya.
I just called you Boobs.
Poor Choya.
Yeah.
Deserve that.
I mean to call you Boobs.
I have something to say, actually. I don't normally talk about this sort of thing. I play my Necro. So I have one of every flavor. I actually have several of every flavor.
Same.
And I play them all.
Why not?
And I play, of course. And I play all of them for the story because I like to. I have problems, but I think that this would be nice for like doing open world bosses and just, when you're just trying to tag everything in the area and you're just trying to keep up with the kind of flow, especially in those kind of chaotic moving battles. I think this would be great. I'm like that. So I love like lazy, casual, easy, like couple of button click, like Mutluck, easy idiot press one button builds. So that's me.
You're not an idiot. So you missed the boomstick kind of loot thing from Guardian when you could just press one and
Oh,
just
the
hit
loot
everything in front.
stick. Oh man,
You
rip
mi-
staff one.
Yeah.
We got
I do like
Firebrand
it.
Tomes now.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Is it the same range?
That's your cone blast. Yeah, it's the same range and radius, I think.
Oh well, there we go. Kroof just destroys my comment again.
It is on an ammunition system though, so it's not as accessible.
Okay, that's fair. Ranger.
Yeah.
Ranger.
Ranger's
So
cool.
with Ranger,
Yes.
you notice that in this, they try to make these a little bit cinematic, and they have like slow motion shots and stuff like that. They do the same thing for the Ranger, but it really makes me wonder how much of it's in slow motion, especially for like the auto attack. Like how
That's a good point, actually.
is the auto attack really that slow, or is it in slow motion? Is my question.
It's in slow motion.
Okay, all right.
I think their use
trying to
of
show
slow motion here was a little heavy. I didn't need slow mo with every single profession. I don't think I needed.
I think showing off the I think the idea is to show off the animation of it.
Yeah,
specifically.
it's a nice animation.
But Kroof, what you're saying is, I think, is that they didn't need to do that in the original trailers, maybe, and that they kind of spoke for themselves, and you could see that.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe.
I do like. I don't know, but I do like a good slow mo.
I think this was more of a showcase of the effects because they're going to have a live stream on the 21st showing off everything. And that's when I think they're going to be in game showing everything off in real time. So this was more look shiny. And here's a couple of skill previews.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
To go along with the blog post where they're still not telling you everything. It's more of a showcase, I think.
Agreed. Who wants to talk about?
To your point, Boots, it does make it look like the auto attack is like, wow, they're really just charging that thing up.
Yeah. It's like I was when I was first watching it, and I was like, okay, wait, this is slow motion. But when I was first watching, I was like, wow, those have got to be some really high damage auto attacks because if you're attacking like once every 2 seconds, yeah, I think.
No, yeah, 100%. I mean, because I think they specifically slow mo this. As Peachy said as well, it's to show off the effect. Because if you look at it, there is a lot going on. Like, look at the look at the animations, and also
the eyes in the sky. Like...
Yeah, the eyes, and also there's this wolf
the
coming
eyes,
out.
When you de-stealth.
Yeah, when you de-stealth. Reveal.
Yeah. That's true.
But it works well for Ranger.
Still going on.
You can tell how slow it is from the puppy, as it said in chat. Silvari hounds attack quite quickly. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
true.
I
haven't read the post about this. Are we going to read the Ranger post as well? Because
do you want to
are the auto attacks ranged and then the rest of the skills melee?
Well, maybe. Would you like to find out?
The Ranger has something unique.
Yeah. You can read it if you want. Or someone can.
Would you want who
wants to?
Who wants to do this?
I can if no one else wants to.
Do it, Kroof.
Please.
Okay. Spear-wielding rangers excel at hunting their prey. They whittle their quarry down at range, and then they finish them off with a surprise attack at melee range. Ranger's spear features a new type of auto attack that some of the other spears will utilize as well. When at range, you'll throw a spear at your target, but when you move closer to your foe, you'll transition into using a melee chain. This bimodal mode will help you always keep up pressure. Rangers learn from the animals of Janthir to deftly wield their spear. Using Mongoose's Mongoose's frenzy, they'll slash their spear in front of them as if they were a wild animal using their claws. Falcon's Stoop throws a spear with the velocity of a raptor. Panther's Prowl will kick up nearby brush, stealthing the ranger and their pet. And that's when the fun begins. Ranger spears feature a new type of stealth attack. Unlike a thief, stealthing upgrades Ranger Spear's 2 through 5 skills into new versions that share a cooldown with their base skill. Mongoose's Frenzy flips into Wolf's Onslaught. You swipe your spear as before, and then follow up with a jab with the same force as a bite from a wolf's gnashing fangs. Falcon's Stoop becomes Owl's Flight, launching an owl spirit that is wider and unblockable to fly through enemies. Weaving in and out of melee range, Rangers will use their spear to chip away at their prey before they go into stealth to finish the kill. Their unique stealth attacks will allow them to decide how they want to tactically approach any scenario.
Important question. In that third paragraph at the end of it, are they calling owl spirit fat?
I think so. A little fluffy. Owl spirit is fluffy.
The most important thing here, I think, other than just it sounds cool, and other than the fact that they've got there's an ability in the game now called Mongoose's Frenzy, which I think is wicked.
The skill names are amazing.
Right? Is this bimodal thing, which is new, actually, I think.
Yeah,
Because you're out of range of a target, it changes into another ability.
Yeah.
So, and then when you're in melee, it just changes. But it's the auto attack, right? Did you see?
Yeah, that's new.
Yeah.
It is
Very
interesting. Cool. With ranged weapons, when you're in melee range, you could still hit things in front of you. That ranged weapons don't stop working when you're in melee range. But it doesn't do a melee attack like this will. So yeah, I wonder what the damage difference between the two of them, like with a sustained auto attack, would be.
Yeah.
I guess the
melee
good
would
thing
be
about it is
stronger.
that you could start cleaving when you're in melee range.
That's true.
I like what Dreamology said in chat. Mongoose Frenzy sounds like a heavy metal song. So it does. I think Boots sorry, go on. Who was that?
Sorry, I was going to say, am I wrong? Doesn't sword in main hand have an in and out? I have thrown myself off high things many times playing my ranger in melee with the sword things, and I thought it had
the auto attack.
You go in, you do, it does this. There's like a snake thing,
And then
you go around, and then it
They
shoots you
changed that, I
back,
think,
and you fall off a cliff, and then you die and things like that. That is that not quite?
That was just
doing
the
the
change was
same
their
thing?
chain.
They used to be on auto attack. I think they changed it to skill 2 or something.
Okay,
And that's just
okay.
a melee chain as well, so it's still doing the same thing anyway. It's just
Okay.
repositioning you, yeah. But this is very different. I think one thing I would like to know is if this is, do they say there, because I just needed to go to the bathroom very quick, and I read this before but I can't remember, and I literally did a video on this 2 days ago, but I forget things. Is there going to be a chain for each one? Because that's technically 6 different things.
The range didn't look like a chain. That looked just like a
throw.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. But when you're in melee, it will become a chain. So I'm imagining the chain will be much stronger than the actual projectile, but the projectile gives you the added benefit of that range play.
Isn't that cool though? It's so good. This gives you more of a experience of hunting your kind of prey, right? Like really with a spear, and that's very much what kind of the Necro was. So what
I'm very curious about for this, very curious, is what the threshold is between melee and ranged, and what happens when your target, if you're in PvP, for example, moves out of melee range into range. Does it cancel your melee chain, and then you have to, it goes to ranged automatically? Does it do a full melee before switching to ranged? If you're doing a range attack and you go into melee all of a sudden, does it cancel the range and go into melee? It could be... It could be simple, but it could also make it easy to play around as a PvP player, like to be able to screw over your ranger friend.
I mean, I tell you what, that sounds like that sounds like a future podcast question, which we can definitely think about for sure.
Okay.
For sure. But I like that question because I think you're right. It's going to be very hard to. I can imagine that's been something they had a lot of time to discuss, and maybe if you're in the middle of a chain, you don't stop unless they're beyond.
It probably
the
won't cancel the animation.
No.
Yeah.
It'll probably just take into account the next button press.
Yeah, it will be hard to complete a full melee chain if people are going in and out of the thing, though.
Yeah, and you're gonna need to stay up close to your target probably.
Okay.
But Kip in chat does mention something fun with the Blade Sworn. It has melee and ranged functionality on its attacks, and so they could maybe update the Blade Sworn to mimic this as well, to make it more easy for people to get that. I mean, it works fine how it is, but just more options in the future to maybe revisit old skills, and while they continue to...
That could be exactly what they do. That's actually very true. I want to move on because we've been going for 2 hours, and I don't want to take you too
I have to
long.
go back to my baby.
Yes, I don't want to take you for longer logging another like 45 minutes, maybe, hopefully, max.
Ooh.
I mean, we've got raids and Warclaw. I mean, it's not much.
Oh my god. Let's go.
Let's talk about raids.
I mean, you know.
Next big topic, raids.
Raids and encounters. Additional challenging encounters will become available alongside new story chapters in the 3 major releases that follow Guild Wars 2 JANTHIR Wilds. And the first of these releases anticipated to release around November 2024. Anticipated. Good. Thank you for that language. Appreciate it. You'll get to challenge a new raid comprising of 3 encounters. Story of these encounters will be accessible in 2 days through 2 ways. Wow, not 2 days. Through a classic 10-player raid instance, our 8th raid, or with large groups and open world events. Peachy, I want to come to you first. What do you think about this? Are you glad that they're bringing back raids for a start? Are you excited about raids? Are you excited that we will probably end up raid together again soon? Because, you know, we were in a raid team for a while.
For it.
I would like to do that again, for sure.
I would.
Partner raid.
There was me, Peachy. I think Bog was there once when in the same raid when I was there, but then I think he stopped. But there was some other people. But we should do one. We should definitely do it.
I would love to do a partner raid.
Yeah, gosh, I haven't raided since Wing 7. No, 6. I never did Wing 7. I haven't raided since they released the Emboldened system. So I've actually never even experienced that.
We need to get that going.
Yeah,
then.
I think it'd be. I think it's fantastic. So I'm super happy they're releasing another one. I'm also super happy that they are making it accessible in large open world groups, which is fantastic. And they specifically mentioned that it's because of the story, which is, you know, a big. That's one of the big caveats with people who don't raid and who like the stories is the raid stories are fantastic. But people who don't want to do that challenging content, you know, they feel left out from those stories. Even with the Emboldened system, sometimes that's still not enough. So I'm really curious to see how exactly they're going to implement it. It does say an open world event. So it's going to be like a world boss. Or like a convergence system. What exactly is this going to be? I'm very curious, but I'm so happy that they're taking that into account and that they're. Is this? Did they say is this the content they said that was going to be like have a challenge mode and then like a legendary challenge mode as well? Like they're just doing everything. Like I feel like they're pleasing everyone with this system, and I'm so happy.
That's a good point because I think all of this in the announcement is trying to please everyone. Because there really is like something for everyone in this.
Except for Wolver's
Other than Wolver's World. Yeah, I was about to say that.
But we already got an announcement.
I mean, we are technically getting that all soon, like for World v World. And World v World, like, that's a different podcast, but I think they're very generally careful about World v World because of Heart of Thorns and the bite back they got with the map. So I think they've always been very careful, but that's another discussion. Okay, so Pidgey's saying that they, you know, talking about the open world event as well, and the people who have access to it. Access is important. We've talked about that a lot. We talk about that a lot here anyway, just because of the people we are. But yeah, that is really important because the story in the first raid wing we ever did is probably one of the best engaging stories I've encountered in Guild Wars 2. Honestly, I flipping love that story. And if you ever raid with Bobby, and he talked us through everything in the raid because he was like, you know, and it was so cool to just have him alongside us, like talking about this and telling us what went into it and all that kind of stuff. Wow. And there's so much to it. Yeah, Bobby is a good friend of mine, and it was really, really cool that he did that. But hopefully, we could arrange that for sure for more things. I think in future, Bobby is like
that would be
good
awesome.
Man. He would definitely easily do that. So. Anyone else? Comments about raids and encounters?
I'm really excited. I'm happy that we are getting this content format back in such an exciting way. And it's been so many years where players have been able to try raids if they've wanted to, especially with the Emboldened system. It's definitely helped players get into that style of content. So I hope that as we as players have progressed in our lives and faced more challenges, that more players will feel comfortable coming into raiding. And I think with this quote unquote story mode system, the story mode difficulty, where they've been mentioning convergences when talking about this. So I feel like it's going to be a great way for more than 10 players, maybe 25 to 50 players, to kind of get together to venture through this raid wing, to not have as much like sole responsibility put on them, so that they can learn mechanics and then maybe transition to the other difficulties.
I guess that does limit the mechanics that they could put in the raid, right? Like, you won't be putting the Deimos oils in a 50-person encounter.
Probably
right?
not.
Probably not.
But I think they could. Maybe like they slightly tune it down in the story mode where it doesn't grow as big.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Where they can like do some minor tweaks in terms of having the same mechanic, but maybe changing the amount of players that are needed in like to gather at a certain area, or changing the spread of an effect. So there are slight tweaks they could do, but I think this more than 10 players, I think that's the biggest feature in terms of allowing people to kind of become a part of the rolling mob, like in World versus World, where you don't have to think too much. You can just really experience the story and experience the content. So I think it is the smartest way to add a story-based mode where you can feel really at ease.
It is interesting, like how they'll do this. Like, go on Cornax. Wow, what's the matter with me today?
Cornax.
Boobs and Cornax.
I'm rebranding now. It's
I don't know how I'm going to rebrand
forever.
Kroof and Peachy, but we'll work on it.
I'll just be Roof. I'll just be a Roof, you know.
I feel like I've called you Roof before as well.
I think you have.
I'm sorry. I'm a therapist.
I have been wanting them to do this since forever.
Yeah.
I've been like really gun shy raiding in Guild Wars 2 because it doesn't have an auto matching system, and despite my bombast here, I'm quite shy. I don't like to bother people, and I'm aware that I am a deeply mediocre player, so I don't want to mess anyone's raid. But I'm so happy, and what my hope is that we get consistency with it, so that we get regular raids with each of the expansions, and my kind of like my secret, again, Daddy Game Want a Pony section, is that if it really goes well with these pug raids, these 50-man pug raids, which is basically what they're doing, then they go back and they give that to all the players for the Forsaken Thicket, for the Mithrite Gambit, for all of them, so that we can and it just revitalizes this whole kind of genre, and people can get in there, and have like different loot systems, and have, again, like the furniture. If you do this 50-man raid and you go in here, you get all these different types of furniture. Get your Persian rug from the Mithrite Gambit. You can go and like steal Zamaros's loot. That would be amazing. And also, what I would like to see with raids is them going back and putting CMs in all of them, and having a load of world first races for all these with like crazy difficult.
Oh, you mean
content
really
for people
hard
who really
CMs,
love.
right?
Like we're on Twitch for 2 weeks and people are crying and stuff. That's what I want to see, because people
you want
love
to see
that,
people
and it
cry?
really brings people.
Cornax confirms on stream.
I've had enough.
Jesus.
You all weaky bastards. I think that there was so much hype around the CMs that we've had, and so much interest and so much fun for the community. So I would love to see them like show this game type some love, because there's some fantastic raids, some fantastic encounters, and some absolutely brilliant story. So I am incredibly happy. I'm incredibly happy that they've introduced it again, and I hope all goes well. We'll see some what is it? New money for old rope with all the other raids as well.
It'd also be kind of fun to see some 50-man speed clears of raids.
Yeah.
No. They're trying to do that. I think Snebs was trying to do that with the Convergence, with the CM. They were trying to do
because they had like that
world first timing or something. Leaderboard,
a timetable now.
So I mean, maybe they could have the leaderboard for that as well. Another cool thing. I don't know. I haven't actually engaged in that system.
Speaking of Sneb, did you guys see the
he has to be a
exchange
snail. Oh my god, yeah.
between Grouch and him?
Oh, because the Nymphing raids are going to come back. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about who else has got comments about raids? Let's go to that. Anyone else?
I mean, I'm just very excited. It's about time that it's back because it was fantastic content.
Cool.
I'm just hoping that they're mechanically more interesting than a boss standing in the center of an arena.
Yeah.
So
I think most, I feel like most raids of bosses are pretty decent. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
well, yeah, no, just not the past bosses.
Oh, you
that we
weren't
fought.
inferring the last ones were. Okay. All right.
No, like, and since End of Dragons, like the bosses just kind of stand still.
Oh, and strikes. Right.
Well,
okay.
it's the only content that we really have.
Of course.
And
Got
even
it.
in Fractals, but
Yeah, I mean, there's Wing 4 bosses are mostly pretty cool. I think there is a lot of diversity in kind of, I don't know if diversity is the right word I'd use there, but there's a lot of difference in the kind of encounters you do have in the old raids as well. There's a lot of it, like there's the escorting and all that kind of stuff. I think I'm just really interested to see the area this is in. Do you know what I mean? Like, how is this going to be transferred into a raid specific instance? Which, I mean, it would just be an instance, and it would be an instance of an area, a bit like the strike for in the Icebrood Saga, where you're just in an area.
Visions of the Past.
Is that what it's called? With all the char, and not with the char. Sorry, with the
with Ryland's Warband?
Yeah. With all that kind of stuff. So I wonder if it's going to be that, and then you move on to different places, or if because
it could also just be like all the other raids where you're in an instance and it's a big raid.
Yeah, but it's going to be
like that.
But the thing is, if it's that way, then that's technically a map, because they say, or with large groups and open world events, because this is in the world. This isn't
raid maps are not really considered like open playable space maps.
No.
This system will probably be like on a timer, similar to Convergences, which is I think why they're talking about Convergences so closely with this feature.
Right.
Is that it'll be its own instance like every other raid, but then at certain intervals, it will have a public opening of it, so you can go and do it.
Just like an actual boss in an area, maybe, or like an instance area. Interesting.
Or if you just get a bunch of people together, like 25 to 50 players, you can just open a public version of it anyways.
Yeah. Okay. It's very interesting though. I like that they're using the encounters and the story and stuff in the game already, which is what PG said, so that they can. They're cutting down their workload. It feels. I'm not saying it's not hard work, but like they're using this story specifically as a raid encounter. Like that's the focus, which is kind of what PG said anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
I'm excited for raids also to have more story connected to this. Because with the strike missions, we get to reutilize story moments, which I think bring a lot of impact to those story moments. And I actually really appreciate strike missions for doing that. But to see like story entirely framed around endgame content will be really cool.
So there was a good question. Synchrony said, like, what do we think the difference between Convergences and new public raids will be? I think we're saying that it could be the same. It's very similar, but also we're not 100% sure. I actually would kind of like to just see. I think the open world encounters are going to be just in the world. Like
they did say it was
happen.
Open world.
Yeah, those were the words. So
I can't see how that would work though.
Right. I'm
That's the thing.
curious how that's gonna work.
That's the thing, because
I think the way they speak about Convergences, they also refer to them as open world.
Oh, really? Do they?
I haven't got that idea. I don't think so.
Because everything's technically instanced in Guild Wars 2, so it's like, well,
everything's open world. Yeah.
If everything's instanced. But in terms of like end game, Convergences wouldn't be considered end game. They'd be considered like open world, public. Everyone can go in and do it.
Because I would say if it is the same story as the raid itself, the 10-man raid, how you can't just have it in one of the two maps in the new expansion as a story that everybody could join, because then the 10-man instance doesn't really exist either.
Yeah. Well, no, the 10-man. I mean, that.
And those maps would be retroactively changed quite significantly, because this is coming in a later update, not with the expansion.
Right.
Is all true. I mean,
it's probably just a.
Tequatl?
Hmm?
Because you can spawn Tequatl on your guild, can't you?
Yeah.
Wait,
So yeah, that's what
Would
the question is.
Could
So
they do it like that? Yeah.
you can, but it's not. It wouldn't be a raid at that point anymore. It would just be a open world event. It would be like a meta event, right?
But this isn't. This is also not going to be tied to the expansion itself, like in terms of the core because it's November, so it's the first release after the expansion. So it's going to be part. So that is all going to come out at the same time.
I think this. Hopefully it's a new map to also just further make it more interesting. But I think this is just going to be like a convergence. I think it's just going to be convergence technology, where maybe they will probably have a portal in one of the core maps that you can access, like you do with Spirit Vale. But then at certain times it'll be like, hey, the public version of it is open, so everyone just funnel into there.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I think everyone said something and I didn't, so I'm going to say something. I have been notorious in the past about saying that raids are not necessary in Guild Wars 2. I still have that opinion to a degree. I don't think they are. I think that this is very good though, because I think it's changed now because they have had the races. I think that's been a big. They would have been doing this already before that. I think actually, when was the first world race? They could have done this as an extra thing because of those. Because if it's if it's the main story of the game, so they would have already had that developed maybe to a degree, mostly, and then they kind of put it in. But I feel like that it might be because of that. But either way, it doesn't really matter. Like it is. I think it's just good to have them in there now, like because people do really just genuinely miss them. Like you're all talking about it so much, like all the time, has kind of changed my mind a bit. Like and that's why I predicted it. I was like, I want it, and that was almost like a wish list, honestly, rather than prediction, because I want it for other people, not necessarily me, maybe. And because I see that drive from the community to have the races, and it doesn't even need to necessarily be something that a lot of people play anymore. It can just be something that everyone can witness to a degree. Yeah. You know, like the experience of watching a race, of that whole thing being on Twitch, because in the drops before the last one we had, and actually I think it beat viewership with the drops as well. The viewership on Twitch for the world race is some of the best viewership we've had in recent years. Yeah. Even with drops. Like, and it wasn't drops at the time, I don't think. Maybe during one of them, but it was more, if not, like, it was the same at least, but even, like, it could have been more. So it really drives a lot of interaction, and it brought a lot of kind of talking. People made YouTube videos about it, right? And then thingamajig.
It was exciting.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
I was tuning in.
Even I did, and I was on Snowcrow's stream every moment I could be, because I was like, it's them on them, and it was like watching a sport, but just like something I was really interested in. Like I haven't, do you know what I mean? Like it was.
We need Rook to shoutcast it.
In a long time. Yeah.
Oh my god, Biscuit is doing circles and trying to go to sleep. He is so cute. Sorry, distracted by cute puppy.
Oh damn it! Now I need to look.
He's so cute.
It's that tail, isn't it? It's the tail that adds to the cuteness.
He was making his little nest. Now he's going to the other side. What are you doing?
Imagine if Biscuits made biscuits. That would be cool. I should have called you Biscuit, shouldn't I, Krisha? Yeah. You could have made some biscuits.
This doesn't have to be a really long topic, but I did want to touch on the fact that they are not doing strike missions with this expansion.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Talk about it. Go.
I was a bit surprised because I almost went into this expecting that we were going to get 2 strike missions with the launch of the expansion, and then the raid, and then the fractal. And I was like, oh my god, that's so much PvE content for Guild Wars 2. So I was like, oh my god, yay! And then it was confirmed later that the strike missions are not going to be a thing in this expansion at all, and that they are instead just doing the raid in the very first update. I still find that it's a bit weird to have an MMO expansion launch and not have a single bit of endgame content come in with it. We don't have any dungeons, we don't have any fractals, we don't have any strike missions.
Yeah.
So that is a little jarring. Personally, I would have even taken one strike mission. I lowered my expectations during Soto because it only came with 2. So that's the one pain point that I kind of have, a little sting where I'm like, what am I? Because I am not much of a personal housing player, but those things can change. They might be riding on the idea that people are going to be spending a lot of time doing player housing, and that's going to kind of be the end game content. But there are a pool of players who don't really interact with those systems as well. And it is a bit of a gamble because this is the first time they're trying player housing. But it stung a little bit, but I think raids will ultimately be more worth it.
This reminds me of when they did Warlords of Draenor, and they did garrisons. And in the garrison, there's a graveyard, and it's got tiered a raid in it because literally they had to not do a tier of a raid instance to be able to do the garrison. And so if Blizzard, a massive company with all those workers, especially back then, they were coming fresh off the heels of they were like flying high off Wrath of the Lich King. Yeah. I imagine that they're just resources stretched to the bone. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think strikes are going to be hard. I really the problem we come back to again is, and I think Faunus is kind of on this point, is that also they are doing something which they've done in the past, and that's leaving a system behind. Like, are they leaving strikes behind? Are they going away from strikes? Are they? I mean, I know
it depends on how well the raid goes.
Absolutely, right? Like, but there's no comment about that as well. It's not like, you know, we're going to do strikes in the future, or this might be something that comes back. But like,
that's why they didn't comment about whether or not raids were ever coming back, because there was still an option.
Absolutely, true. It does.
I wonder if from a marketing. Go ahead.
Nope, you go.
I was going to say, from a marketing standpoint, like trying to bring in new MMO players, every MMO player knows what a raid is. They know that word. They don't know what a convergence is. They don't know what a strike mission is. They don't know what a dragon response mission is. They don't, all this stuff. Like, these systems are fine, but like ArenaNet mentioned, putting a hat on a hat, like you're reinventing this endgame instance content over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And like, that's not as marketable unless you already know Guild Wars. And we know they're trying to draw in more players. I mean, it came to Steam. It's coming to the Epic Games Store. They to survive, they need to bring in new players, and people know what raids are. So if you say new raid, Raid Wing 8 or whatever it is, maybe from a marketing standpoint, that I hope it works. I hope it draws some people in.
Yeah,
That's such an excellent point. It's
And
all
saying
about
challenge mode and legendary challenge mode and
Yeah. It's. I think I'm overwhelmed almost by how much is in this expansion announcement so far. Anyway, we've still got stuff. We've still got left. We've still got 2 big things left. All right, well let's move on. Raids.
Yeah, we gotta go.
What are those?
I'm glad they're back.
Go.
The 2
Baby's
big
waiting.
things.
Yes.
I mean, Boots, if you do have to go, that's okay. You don't have to
I
stay.
think I'm gonna definitely make my hard cutoff set. Well, I mean, 4.
Yeah. We can do that in this time. We can do that. It's not. They are pretty major things. I mean, really, if you think about them, we're talking about Warclaw. They're changing. Like, they're going to be changing and adding a lot of more stuff to Warclaw. I'll read it very quickly. In JANTHIR Wilds, the Warclaw Mountain will now feature with new mechanics. Previously only available through Wild vs. Wild, the Warclaw will be introduced to players in the story of Guild Wars 2 JANTHIR Wilds. So it looks like you're going to be able to unlock it elsewhere, which is very cool. Including new skills for PvE play, because obviously pulling down a door is probably not something that you're going to be doing a lot of in PvE in JANTHIR Wilds, unless they change it to JANTHIR Wilds pulling down the door. So,
all you could do, the Warclaw you could use in PvE right now, but all it does is jump.
More
and it's
people.
Worse than every other mount.
More and jump.
By far.
Yeah.
But it's very cute. This is very cute.
Oh, I use the Warclaw
Don't be
running
mean
around.
to the kitty, okay?
I do run around with it.
I do. It's just sometimes because I have all my different mounts bound to different buttons.
Yeah.
And sometimes I press the wrong button in PvE and it goes to the Warclaw because
It
I
makes
just
you sad.
in my brain I'm in World versus World a lot. I'm like, oh, and it makes me sad. Yeah.
It does make you sad, I can tell. At the same time, we'll be revisiting the Warclaw's World v World skills as well to provide a refreshed experience that builds on what we've learned about mounts since first implementing the Warclaw. Cute kitty picture as well for a new mount skin. They've also just added a pack of mounts to the gem store as well, which look very cool. So hopefully, probably day one, we'll get a Astral Acclaim skin of a new Warclaw. That'd be pretty cool.
It's a cute Warclaw. Yeah, so it sounds like they're doing what they did to the Sky Scale in this expansion, to the Warclaw. They're going to give new abilities to it like they did to the Sky Scale and give it another way of getting it like they did to the Sky Scale. And maybe it'll make me want to use it more often in PvE.
Is this one of the mastery loans? I wrote 2 down. I know one is housing.
I think it is.
I think it is, right?
Yeah.
Because Sky Scale was. So this will be a level up just like the Sky Scale, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because we were talking about it on the last Lightbringers, and I said it was great that they focused on the Sky Scale, but I was worried that all the other mounts were going to be left in obscurity, and the flying mounts would be supreme. And then immediately, I guess this brainwaves were happening because we're now. I can see that every expansion we get, we're going to get a kind of an evolution of a mount system, and I love that idea. Yeah. And I'm fascinated to see what they're going to do, because the Warclaw in World v World, as Boots will be able to tell you, is not used for its actual function. You're supposed to pick up resources with it, go to a gate, pull the gate down. Nobody uses it for that.
They use it to get around.
They're just pretty it's just a pretty stat stick that you run around on, and everyone's got their like big massive white kitties and stuff, but it's fine. I like it, but I would like to see one for the World v World players, because apparently they're getting some love eventually, that they're going to have more gameplay around them, so that actually something that they will want to use. And 2, I'm really wondering what we're going to get. Are we going to be like ripping down things, pulling boulders out to get to different parts of the map? Are we going to like Kitty climb up like pole?
They have revealed that.
Impressive. Have they? Oh my god, I didn't see it.
It was in a press release.
What?
Oh.
Do you have? Can you?
Okay, so I was wondering. I was like, did they talk about this?
You want to do your speculation for? I don't know if they'll have multiple abilities, but we know what the movement skill is.
Was that on MMORPG.com as well, or was it just in that press release?
Oh gosh, I would have to find it. Do
you remember what the skills
somewhere?
Or do people want to speculate? I just want to know.
Do you want to speculate, or do you want me to throw it out?
I will say they need better. It needs better movement. It needs to be able to do more than just jump a little distance.
Yeah.
So something to change on the movement, and I want to say that maybe they'll do something to make it. Maybe they won't make it, because they made the Sky Scale kind of a combat mount, right? Like you're able to ride in and shoot stuff.
I want the same thing. Go on.
Maybe they could make it, if it's a Warclaw, maybe make it some kind of a combat mount. I don't know how, but with the spears.
I haven't seen any of that.
With the spears.
Yes.
I think spears would be really fun. I mean, we did have the fireballs on Sky Scale, so it'd be cool if like you could attach a big ass quiver of spears to your Warclaw and then just throw them at your enemies while you're running.
I agree, Boots. I would also just like to joust on it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Joust on
my goodness.
Exactly.
Okay, so how far off were we, PG?
Probably very far.
What has been confirmed?
I haven't seen anyone talk about it yet.
I found the site. I'm going to link it to y'all, but it is a double jump.
Ooh.
Okay.
So they said. They didn't elaborate.
In midair.
It's going to be a double jump.
Go higher.
Okay. Interesting.
So you could probably go higher than the Raptor, the Jackal could go, but.
Give me a second. I'm sorry, I went to the chat. Give me a second.
Okay,
sorry, we're back. I went to the channel and to look at the chat to see if you linked it, and I pressed the wrong thing by accident. Sorry. Thank you.
I know.
Okay, here we go.
Jump up
on that side, and then the second site that I sent you, Jeb, in your DMs is the the press site.
Okay.
You probably won't get double jump in World versus World, right? Because that'll just get you over walls.
I don't know.
Okay.
Whereabouts
Alright,
is it
whatever.
on the article? New Maps Land Spears, new turns, new rewards.
On the yeah, it's in that article.
Oh yeah, there you go. I see. Using its
Find it.
unique double jumps abilities.
Okay, so we need to talk about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not going to go that
double jump.
fast.
All right,
It's not
fine.
about speed.
So we're talking about
Oops.
the
Can you
the
hear me?
Warclaw
Oh, you can hear
today.
me, right? Sorry. You just can't
you're
see
talking
me.
hear you.
My
Yeah.
bad. Oh, were you Jebro for a
Oh, no, wait,
second?
do we shift around again? Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry. Yeah, thank you.
Damn it.
Jebro is now proven. You
yeah,
can
double jump.
continue to talk in an English accent if you want. That's pretty good.
I'm interested to see the situations which would require a double jump that the raptor and the springer can't already answer.
Yeah. Or just a sky scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
the
think
Warclaw
Yes.
is not a fast mount.
No.
not particularly. It's an average speed mount. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that they would restrict maps so you can't use specific maps in different locations to kind of funnel people into the gameplay, or would that be a bit too much?
I think that would feel bad.
Yeah.
I can understand if
Yeah.
it's like a jumping puzzle, like a challenge area. So
Ooh.
unless it's gonna be linked to that,
If they had a specific encounter with that in mind, sure. But if like an entire open world map, I don't know if that would feel great.
Yeah. I agree.
I love how that website. Oh wait, is actually an NCSoft. Okay, right. PR Newswire. It's just the same. They've just copy pasted.
Although a double jump, maybe if it's like really, yeah. So B Gomez is saying the Springer's good at jumping high, but the maneuverability is really tricky. It turns weirdly and stuff. Maybe the double jump on the Warclaw is very maneuverable, kind of like the Jackal. You could kind of
They can
turn
jump
in midair.
forward
like
and
the
then jump
raptor, like the
Yeah.
raptor but vertical.
Yeah, but
Or
if it's
the-
double
or
jump
the
and like, you
Jackal.
could like do a 90-degree turn in
Yeah,
midair,
that's
maybe
what
you
I'm
could
thinking.
do some really interesting jumping pulls with that.
And then, because my initial thought when I heard about the Warclaw was wall climbing, and there could be more elements to this that would even like spice it up a bit. Because I'm thinking
Wall
like
jump?
if there are like two walls, you're kind of like going from each one and then climbing up and then
Yeah.
going from each one.
Yeah,
Oh.
okay. That actually makes sense. That's what cats literally do.
Yeah.
Like they climb
And the
up
fact-
things
Little
all the time.
ninjas.
Yeah.
And then from the lore perspective, that we are actually
no,
seeing
we
a
do.
physical Warclaw, not one made out of armor, and that we're going to
Yeah.
get an actual Warclaw animal is really
True.
cool.
Sure. Okay.
Peace Claw.
Anyone else thoughts on the Warclaw, or are we good?
There should
I'm good.
definitely be like a belly rub mechanic where you can just get on the Warclaw and just
That
rub you
is
the
cool.
belly and the wiggle. Yeah, that's
The wiggle.
definitely confirmed.
That's max mastery. If you max the
Yeah.
mastery.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
you can get pets. That's a really good pull.
Mm.
Okay. Sorry, go on.
Soap Bubble mentioned in chat, they say the Warclaw, as indicated by its name, is like a heavy, strong war beast. I don't see it jump around lightly for more ability. And that's why I'm like, there's subtle lore changes because in World vs. World, it is made out of a heavy armor. And it's going to be interesting to see how they spin this in terms of if they're even going to give it any lore
Yeah.
justification.
Hmm.
But I think because it is now taking on this more wildcat image, it kind of fits because PvE players are going to get this version of a Warclaw and not the World vs. World version.
Right.
So,
I'm pretty sure World vs. World is not getting double jump, but it sounds like they're getting something
No.
else.
yeah, they're going to
Yeah.
be spruced up a bit.
Yeah.
Also, I
believe.
would say, we have a safari park where I lived, and they had like tigers. They are scarily fast.
Oh,
They
absolutely.
can climb up things. I mean, they're
They're like
yeah,
cats.
no.
They're just cats. They're just cats
They're-
that are
they're
bigger
just
in the
cats.
wild.
Yeah.
they do the same
they're
thing.
crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
The
It's totally
athleticism
doable.
of them is extraordinary. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Even with the armor, like the power that they have, like even if they had things on them, I don't think it would be that restrictive, other than just like moving their arms, like and legs and shit.
Yeah.
Arms and legs.
yeah.
Lovely. Yeah, that is. So actually, I'm even more excited now than I was about that. Cool. Which is bringing me to what the last real big major thing, which I keep forgetting every single time I think about this blog post, and it is going to be about developing a new PvP mode, which is huge
Yeah.
for the game, because they're doing it with our feedback, and because of kind of how Stronghold went, and the way they also threw out, they did this with it. So if you don't know, PvP's history with introducing new game modes hasn't massively gone well. The Stronghold was interesting. People still actually really enjoy it though, and it's mostly folks that want to get into PvP in a very casual way, because it's just people just run around and kill players, and they don't really play the mode, and they don't actually care who wins. I actually really enjoy it because the map's kind of cool. But people they tried to make it. It was during the time where MOBAs were really like coming into their own, and they wanted to take a lot of aspects of that, and it just didn't translate well into that and into what they made it anyway. Like Smite and other stuff like that does that very well, because that's the entire game. And then they did the 2v2 and 3v3s as betas first, and then they brought them out into a ranked mode, which was pretty cool. So we've got some different game modes, but they're just killing each other. And now they want to do a beta test later this year already, and they want us to give them a shed load of feedback on how to shape the mode itself, which is really cool. Boots.
So I think that it wasn't a bad idea to release a new PvP game mode back when they did.
Oh no, absolutely.
I think they just chose the wrong thing to emulate. MOBAs were big at the time, but I don't know if it was the right thing to do here. I mean, it works. It's fine. It's okay. Stronghold is fine.
Oh man, I swear I wish I could. I'm gonna ask Josh in the future whether or not I can release this information about what they were thinking and talks they had about things. There's a lot of interesting things that they were thinking
now
about.
We're
back
going
then.
what
to
they
be
didn't-
craving this information, Jebro.
Yeah,
What they
it was
could
pretty
have
cool.
released, which was also
What's locked up in that brain?
There's a lot.
another new type of game mode was starting to become popular back when they did the mobile one. And I was watching. Wait a second. I was watching
Sandwiches.
Chomp. Chomp is a World versus World mesmer roamer that I watch sometimes, and she was positing that perhaps it might be a battle royale game mode. And
which World of Warcraft did recently.
And it is maybe 10 years later than the hype of battle royale game modes.
And they did kind of do one, but it just didn't. It wasn't very good.
Like a deathmatch.
Oh, you're talking about the
Southland Cove one. It's called Survival or something or other.
Oh, the Hunger Games?
Yeah,
Hunger
but it's
Games thing.
it's very different though, you know.
Yeah.
Very similar.
No. But I'm thinking that you would use your own abilities.
I think World of Warcraft does it well. Right? They've got like kind of. I've not played it specifically. I think you pick up the items and like you choose your abilities and stuff. I don't know.
It'll be
I
interesting to see what they do.
WoW is in a bit of a
I played
different PvP framework. Their community trusts them with PvP quite a bit. They have a very lucrative PvP scene. With Guild Wars 2, it's
Battle Royale is a lot of people, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, it's on life support. So I don't think they would swing so big as to have a battle royale that takes away your skills. I think it's going to be something a bit more. I would maybe like to see like a payload system, a King of the Hill, a capture the flag, something that has a very
Capture the flag.
What were the guilds?
very straightforforward rules.
Do you think they're bringing
Ultrac
the
Valley.
old
That's
guilds?
what I would like to see.
Ultrac Valley?
That's very big.
Oh my god.
Ultrac Valley
that's
launched
huge.
on World of Warcraft was. I spent literal days in there. Like that thing went on for months in the
It's
old days.
amazing.
That was so good. That's that's more like just World v World really though, but just with more linear. This is going to be more. This is like PvP mode specific. I think maybe like a BR could be interesting, but I think I agree more with Chris probably that it's probably going to be more of a small scale thing. I don't know about Guild Wars PvP, like original stuff, like maybe going back to some of those GVG kind of like game modes, those kinds of ones.
I guess that's true. I think that a lot of outsiders looking at Guild Wars PvP currently, when they look at Conquest, they consider it a little bit too cerebral.
It's too complicated, Boots. It's too complicated for people to understand. Apparently, it's just there's too much nuance in Conquest. Apparently,
There is. It's
I don't get it.
It's a strange format. It's a different format.
I'm not. When I say I don't get it, it means I get it because I don't feel like it's that confusing. But I know that
exactly.
But unless you're playing it a lot, I don't think you can really benefit.
I mean, it takes even if you're a good mechanical player for Guild Wars 2, it takes a while to learn the proper way to rotate in Conquest
and matchups and stuff like that. Yeah,
you could tunnel vision very easily in Conquest and lose because of it. And so I think that maybe if they do want to make a new game mode, maybe they'll move towards something less complicated. And do you think? I think Battle Royale is not that complicated, but there are less complicated things than Battle Royale for sure.
I think it's just population, like Roof is kind of saying. Like it'll be struggle to get something like that really going. I don't even know
the bots would fill it up really quickly, so
I mean, yeah,
it's really short.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Wildcard, bring something back from the past. Jade Quarry. I peaked out when I was juggy running in Jade Quarry, and that's like, if you know what I'm talking about, then you're old school like me. So yeah, I would like to see that.
Mr. Mirror says, sad status of GW2 SPVP. Most people seize this mode. Just material farmer doesn't care. Yeah, it's pretty toxic, mate. Unfortunately, that's primarily the reason. Even if you go in the instance map chat, like it's pretty bad. And if you're going in there and you want to try PvP, immediately mute the chat, change the tab to combat or something, because it's a wild ride in there, and they need to work on it. If they're gonna have a new PvP mode, they need to work on building a community that doesn't suck around it. Not everyone that plays PvP sucks. I was in that scene all the time, forever, and like with a bunch of wicked people. There's so many good people that play that mode, but there is a lot of toxicity, and you know, get Riot Games to work on your toxicity stuff. That'd be good. Yeah, cheers. Sorry,
I think that. Besides, I mean, so what I said when I talked about this on my video is that this is like top of wish lists for like PvP players to actually be part of the iterative process of making the thing and being able to have feedback. And outside, them actually having a proper PvP tournament with real Benjamins. I hope my emote still works. Yeah, there you go. Then that would be like, it's like peak wish list tier for gamers to actually be like consulted and be like an adult in the room, and you're like, you get to say. And I love that. So I think that's great. Whether it works or not, I mean, hey, you know, too many cooks spoil the broth, but you never know. I'm hopeful.
I think
that they're kind of embracing their community.
I mean,
have you ever had a team deathmatch?
Have we ever had a team deathmatch?
Like 3v3s.
Yeah, we have those modes in the game already.
Yeah.
I mean, they could do 5v5.
Do 5v5.
But I think they're looking at this being more intricate. The difference is, though, like a team deathmatch, I guess I'm thinking of is with respawns.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this sounds like it's going to be... So in MOBAs, a game that could work is like an arena game where you have portals where you send minions through and their points and you track them down. Predecessor just added this as well. It's this smart, really simple kind of fun game mode. There's a little bit of PvE to it, tiny bit, just because you're trying to guard your minions going through a portal. But it's just one lane and you're all fighting at the same time, and you kill each other and you take away points. I actually really think that would be a cool little thing. Anyway, just as a random thought. PvP was the last thing. PG, do you want to say anything about PvP?
I like Battle Royale.
Yeah.
There you go. You do. Yeah, you do. You played like PUBG
I
pretty
used to be
solidly.
a PUBG partner.
You did, yeah, that's right. You played it a lot with Bogotter, right? I watched that.
Yeah, never played it in an MMO though. So
that is very true. That is very true.
Is that where you like put things down, like in building? Like they could have like a place like half guild hall, half PvP arena where people are just like dropping shit on each other.
I mean, they kind of do that in guild halls, right?
Things in the guild hall.
That's what they do in guild halls, yeah.
I had a chair that was specifically a trap where you sat in it and you were done. You had to like get the decorator out. So yeah.
Boots, I see your message. Yes, we're gonna wind it wind it down right now, I think. Unless there's anything anyone wants to mention, I think generally we're just all pretty damn excited. It's been almost 3 hours because we almost started on time. And I think this is maybe where the podcasts are going to go until the August, because I feel like there's just so much information and there's so much good stuff happening.
Yeah.
Thank you for...
But now we can specialize them into specific topics.
We will. This was just a lot this week. Maybe we should have done that, but I think at the same time, we just wanted to talk about all the things. I want to thank all my guests for dedicating their Saturdays to this. And for Fornax, I think it's almost Sunday. I would love some
feed. It is Sunday, yes.
Okay, fair enough. I would love some feedback from chat and also in the comments on whatever platform you're watching this on about whether or not you'd like to see this on a Saturday, and also maybe we can talk about it because we're at the top of Twitch right now on our channel with the podcast, and I think that's really, really cool. So I'm going to talk to everyone, no promises. We'll just see if that's something that we might be able to do. Otherwise, Fornax, tell us what you do and where you do it. Oh, wow.
Hi, Laura.
There you go.
We just got a big raid from Lorenity, who you should definitely go and follow. But we do have to go.
Hi.
I'm sorry about that. What I might do is
please go to my channel. Hang on, let me chill for a second. I've made some awesome content over on thecrichtonherald.com. Please go. Yes, YouTube. Go check out my stuff. Thank you. Go on, Jebro. Sorry.
Go on what?
You're saying something.
Who's next for the outro?
I just said
Who's
your
next for the
outro.
outro?
Okay,
Go.
Oh. Hi everyone, my name is Kroof, and I do a plethora of Guild Wars 2 videos over on my YouTube. And now that we've had more marketing to talk about for Guild Wars 2 JANTHIR WILDS, I have been quickening my video production pace. I'm also here on Twitch playing Guild Wars 2, usually on the weekends, and then Sundays we mix it up. I've been playing The Sims 4 for the very first time, and I'm really enjoying it. So we might be doing that tomorrow in preparation for personal housing in Guild Wars 2. So it's been lovely to get to chat with all of you. Beautiful faces. Y'all are so beautiful. Thank you.
You are too, Kroof. Don't worry.
Lie to me.
I'm not lying to you. Oh my god. That's so mean. You're not beautiful now. Boots, tell us what you do.
Hi, I'm Boots, and you can find my stuff on World of Enders on YouTube. And yeah, I got 6 more adventures left to do, and then I don't know, maybe I'll go back to making builds or something.
Maybe you go back to making builds or something.
Yeah, maybe some spear related builds. Well, I mean, to be fair, it seems like there will never not be more adventures to do, which is quite nice. Yeah, keep them coming, ain't it? Keep them coming.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. Aurora Peachy, awesome to have you back. Good to see you. I know
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. We need to get you back on another one soon as well. It's there's a lot of us on there, so we don't all get to speak. I spoke a lot today because I was just very excited. But tell us what you do, where you do it as well.
If you want that like reaction fangirl screaming crying content for Guild Wars 2, but also deep dives into lore, just like brain dumps on Guild Wars 2. I do that kind of thing on my YouTube and Twitch, Aurora Peachy. I'm Aurora Peachy everywhere. But I also play a lot of other games on Twitch as well. Man, we got to finish Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It has been like 30 streams. But yeah, Guild Wars 2 story, I'm there day one on Twitch. So.
Excellente. Yes, very awesome to have you here. Thank you so much. And I always am very envious of the amount of stuff that you have in the background in your room, because that is wild.
That's a whole separate problem.
That is very cool. I'm building up my collection. Hey, I just got Pafer. Pafer just came through in the post.
Did you get this Pafer statue?
I did. Well, you need to go get it now because it's $50 off.
It's on sale. All the Guild Wars 2 merch is on sale. Yes. Bundle. Everything's on sale.
And if you use a creator's code, you get a further like 10 to 20% off, I think. So
we have
go.
Oh, I didn't even know about that. What?
Jesus Christ!
You have to
people.
sign up separately with them.
You had to sign up for that with them.
They have
gave
like
us-
an affiliate program, I
gave us
think,
a link
separately.
for it in an email.
I
They
yep.
did?
Go
They
and
did?
check. Yes.
God,
shit.
that was just for you, bitch.
Jesus Christ.
It's only for people ranked 20 and up.
My code, if you want to use it on the store, is Jebro Unity. You can get 20% off. Boom.
Damn.
Go and use it. Go and get your thingy off.
I
people.
might have to get a Patha.
Do you want to give me 2 seconds? Boots, I'm sorry. Boots, I'm
I've never
sorry.
actually seen anyone with the Patha statue.
That's because.
That's because it was $150
I'm
and nobody knew who
showing it.
Patha was.
Yeah.
She stands next to Ritlock.
Who's
She's
taller?
pretty cool. He is, but I think it's because it's literally like
Oh.
it's literally like I think they're done properly in terms of like size, like, you know, what it would be like for a humanoid kind of person. But she's not tall. She's about the same height.
Yeah, it's a little smaller than I expected, but the detail is beautiful.
Oh, the pictures I see of this online do not give it enough credit at all, actually.
That's nice.
Yeah, she's actually very cool. Really,
Is it as
really
good as a sideshow piece? Is it as good as a sideshow piece, you think?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Maybe. Also, they do all beautiful models for all the big franchises, and they're like realistic faces. You should check Sideshow out. They're
It's
amazing.
very plasticky, like plasticky.
It's resin.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a resin. It's advertised as a resin statue.
Yeah. It's cool. I 150. I was like, not sure. But I think I'll go at just under 100. So with a code. So
Nice.
perfect. Anyway, sorry.
Some out.
Don't forget to check out the Lightbringers podcast on YouTube, Twitch TV on a Friday or a Saturday, maybe at 1 p.m. Pacific. You can catch us on Spotify as well as iTunes. YouTube.com/JebroUnity is where I post the episodes after they've been done, next day normally, and also on Spotify, iTunes, Google, all the things. Go follow me in all the places, Jebro Unity. You can do it there. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thank you everyone again for just taking so much time out of your day. I appreciate it. Stick around, everyone. I'm actually going to continue playing because we've got a bunch of people here. So if you want to stick around and watch the stream and just hang out, you are very, very much welcome to do so. I will be staying here, but otherwise, thank you from myself and the rest of the Lightbringers. We'll see you next time. It is JANTHIR Wilds coming soon. August 20th, we're hyped. There's going to be tons of news and stuff to come from us. And we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, everyone. Take care.